Mhm. Now we on.
I'm trying to act like I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh boy. Okay. Mhm. We all live.
Facebook.
Well, well, well. What do you have here? Monday, March the 27th, 2023. I have a very special guest for y'all, a very talented young lady who is a strong woman, a mother, a daughter, auntie, sister, all of the above. Very intelligent, very talented, is great. But before I get started in her intro, because I gave y'all a little spoon of how sharp this young lady is, I want to send a couple shots out to a couple families. We want to send some prayers out to some families that we lost a few people over the weekend. We lost Bobby Gaines. We lost our homie Big Bobby Gaines from Riggs Park. Also, send prayers up to Latanya Wise. They just lost their mother on the 26th, on my birthday. And the funny thing about it is we lost her on the 26th, and her mother's birthday is the same birthday as mine.
Oh wow.
They just celebrated her 72nd birthday on the 11th, and here it is today. Yesterday, she just passed away. So,
Wow.
time is short. You never know how long you're going to be.
You don't.
But without further ado, I'd like to give you the fantastic, phenom, you understand, beautiful, intelligent
Thank you.
CORRINE Watson.
Thank you.
Really, nigga?
Thank you.
What are you doing? No, no,
Hey,
no.
boy, ain't no fucking way. Boy, ain't no way.
That's how talented she is, man.
Boy, ain't no way.
Yeah, he got it on the wrong.
Boy, ain't no
My
way.
engineer again, give it to me, man.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Well,
Boy, ain't no
My
fucking
engineer
way,
used to
boy.
like me
Yeah.
touching my mic.
huh?
I'm telling you.
The engineers don't like you touching your mic?
No, indeed.
Yeah.
Don't touch the mic.
Oh, you all right. See, one thing, we try to have a real relaxed environment. So, because, honestly, public speaking is very hard. A lot of people don't really get it. They think you could just get up here and talk and be fluent.
Yeah.
You might do that, but it's harder to hold people's attention.
Listen, I know that just from experience, but a lot of people just are scared to take a step outside of themselves.
Outside the
You know what I'm
box.
saying?
So,
That's what you gotta do.
what are we?
Keep
What
fumbling.
what's going on in your life today? I mean,
But I just want to introduce myself. I'm CORRINE Watson. What I do is mental health coaching and counseling. I have been doing that for the last 12 years. I am well educated in the mental health sector. I've had every client, every type of mental health case you can think of, between schizophrenia, bipolar. We deal with diagnosis from very low diagnosis to very high. We call them axis 1, axis 2, and so on and so forth.
Right.
But what I try to do is try to focus more on the youth. I try to get in where I fit in with the youth because I'm still a little young,
Right.
still a little fly,
Right.
as you can see.
Yeah,
But
you're
I
a
like
lamb
to-
chop. You're a lamb chop. Ain't all
But no,
that.
I'm
You're a
kidding. I like to mix them in with the youth because I feel like we're the last generation that really still have that substance that our grandparents gave us and raised around that type of wholesome love. So I like to give back in that mental health field with the young people. Make sure everybody's strapped, they educated, they know how to do what they need to do for themselves, pretty much. So that's what I do.
Well, mental health and especially in DMV
Yeah.
is at an all-time high. We got a great, we got something that's always went on in DC. We got large substance abuse,
Yeah,
right? Then we got broken homes. Then we got other things that play a factor, and then some of it's genetic.
yeah.
Would you say that?
I
Which-
would say it's
A mixture of everything,
what you call it, environmental. You know
environmental.
what I mean? So,
Right.
I mean, it's different. Even driving up here, we call it uptown.
Right.
Just from being from the South Side myself, I'm from Southeast DC. So
Right.
just coming uptown is a different atmosphere. And I know people that are from uptown feel like coming to Southeast is a
Right.
different atmosphere. So it's
Right.
just all in how you bred, what you raised around,
Right.
who you raised around, what you're
Right.
exposed to. Honestly,
Right. Hey.
okay.
Yeah, he just walk in. They gonna lock. We cool. He don't know. Lounge is closed. Sometimes you get a drifter.
Right? Who is that?
Oh, you all right? You ain't got
No,
to
we
worry.
good.
Yeah,
I'm always good.
but in reference to what you were saying, like you said, that I'm a little bit older, and is so good where I like to interact with people that's younger than me because if we swap out information, I think it makes us both strong. You know what I'm saying? Because your bright brilliance, energetic, helps me and my old, seen that, been there before. We mix them together. We got something solid, right?
I think it's about merging. It's
right.
about that. That's how you're supposed to keep everything fresh.
Right.
You take what you know, your knowledge and your wisdom. See, people don't really know that that's a heavy word. You gotta have it in order to understand how heavy it is.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But to mix that wisdom with that youthfulness. Yeah. That's how you succeed. That's how you keep everything fresh and keep everything going.
Right.
Keep everybody informed.
We keep everybody rejuvenated. But now, but the powers to be or whatever, it's got us, the young hating the old hating the young.
Yeah.
You know, you got some old people that can't stand young people. Some
can't
young
get on the bus in
some young, some young people. Some young people hate old people. Exactly. You know, it's a big disconnect.
See, it's terrible how they treat them, man.
Yeah, it's how we don't have no respect for the old. What's up, Snoop?
I could never get away with disrespecting the elder.
No.
It just doesn't work like that.
Well, what you think? What element is missing that it's got the young? Well, not even because I'm not going to focus on just the young being. Never been one to just keep beating up the young because I know they got here some kind of way and it was somebody responsible for them to. They got to this point, so I kind of like want to hold them people accountable too, like the parents. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times parents get out of taking responsibility for their shortcomings because I know as a parent, I'm a better parent now than I was 25 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Because I made mistakes now that I can say I can't do that with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? But it's different.
Well, you said it. I mean, what's missing is the need for understanding. I feel like the youth feel misunderstood, and then the lack of accountability and responsibility of the people that are in charge with supporting them. You know, the people that are tasked with taking care of these kids aren't really living up to the title, and they're not really doing what they should do by them. So it's reflecting in their schoolwork. It's reflecting when they go hang out with their friends. It's reflecting just in their behavior in general. And then you have that one or a few chosen who are really determined to be outside of their circumstances. And, you know, it's just, that's far and few between though, you know? So I think that there's a bitterness in our culture altogether. And that's due to the lack of accountability and responsibility of the generations before, because you can tell still, like even with the grandmas and the great grandmothers that are around, when I was younger, they were looking at the girls 15, 16 having a baby saying, oh, that's a baby having a baby. Now we living in the generations of the babies who had the babies. And we can see what the effects of that is.
Okay, so there we go now.
Is what it is.
Yeah, we're breaking it down to a nutshell where we get to actually seeing some of the actual issues. That, like you said, well, I know, like I said, I had my first child when I was 23 years old. I was still, from now what I know now, I wasn't a man, you know what I'm saying? I was just making man choices, you know what I'm saying? Because when you lay down with a woman and you go, first of all, you don't protect yourself or you don't protect her, you know what I'm saying? Because contraception should be one of the first things that you talk about. But we ain't think about that now. We talking about the raw.
Right.
Everybody want the raw. You know, it's a big difference between condom and no condom. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? You can just have a condom. Yeah, she wasn't like that. We only take the skin is totally different. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? So women, that's what they say. Yeah, they saying that, you know, sometimes a girl, even a woman say, well, you know, I did. We
For
said,
the record.
Girl, did you sleep? What's like? Well, I had a condom on, girl. Well, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like just that one shade of feelings that you chopping off. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't trying to veer off, but that's crazy what that topic is, because I was just listening to a podcast the other day when the guys were saying that it was about 80% of the time that he's been with women that he's not been asked to put on a condom.
Right.
And he's like, he feels like the responsibility of putting on a condom is left up to a woman. You know what I mean? And I thought, as egregious as it sounded when he said it, it's still, we have the power to make the baby, take the baby, you know, decide who we're gonna have a baby by, if we're gonna have the baby. Like it's a lot of responsibility that we get just in general. And I feel like when he said that, it made a little bit of sense, but it just was still a perspective of a person who just was immature as well. He said it that way, but
that's true. But you're right. To be honest, it's your box.
Exactly.
Right. But what's happened is women have relinquished it. Now they dudes think it's theirs. Yeah. So even if a dude be with a woman, she say, nah. He said, what you mean? They don't want to let you go. Exactly. They got guys that will physically harm or try to kill you because you saying, look, I want to end this. Look, whatever the case may be.
They got guys that'll kill you if you say you're going to have a baby.
Right.
If you're going to keep the baby.
If you say you want to keep the baby.
So it's a flip side to all of that.
It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. But when I was coming up, the guys used to have a little bit more credibility to the point where girls was trying to get knocked up by certain dudes.
Yeah.
Now it's flip side. You got dudes trying to get baby.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have baby by her because
exactly.
she good looking. He ugly.
Exactly.
You know, whatever the case
Exactly.
may be, they trying to. It's flipped all the way around where they almost became the females a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. They
I've
like
noticed.
with the tight pants and
I've
cheeks hanging out. You know what I'm saying? All that's you got to go with all. It's all of it. The masculinity we get into how it's been stolen. With the European cut on everything.
I get it.
So. If you gotta squeeze your toes close to get in some jeans,
jump to get
you should. There's something a little missing there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was one of the first.
But you'd be surprised. I mean, some people call it fashion. Some people call it, that's just their style. But like you said, times have changed. But I mean, to be fair, I have seen some pictures floating from back in the 70s where the guys were wearing like the midriff shirts or the Dickie shirts.
They sure was.
The bell bottoms,
like almost like halters,
almost. Shoes,
platform shoes.
So. I mean, if we're talking about in the sense of style, there was a style in a time period where men coordinated in a certain fashion where maybe in their time people were looking at them like, what the?
Well, they were, they were wearing, you're right though, because they were, in the 70s, they were wearing fitted, like the men, when I was a little kid, I used to see guys, they had fitted pants, but what they would have they were wearing bell bottoms.
Yeah.
Right? You couldn't see his calf muscles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you get down to the bottom,
flare out.
Flare out. Right. It really was all about to impress somebody.
Yeah.
That's why they used to wear their pants tight back then because
they had watches.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. I mean, same thing now. I'm not advocating for skinny clothes by any means. But I'm just,
right. Well,
I try to play devil's advocate.
Well, it's now like picking back up what we said since we had a stage. Hey, Tanya, how you doing? We at a stage now where, mental health is at an all-time high. You've been in the field for 12 years, and you're saying that you want to help the youth, but at the same time, it's a little friction because they kind of like see you as one of them, and they don't give you the reverence like they should if they said an old lady was one.
No, that's not true.
Because
they take to me more because they feel like an older person doesn't understand where they're coming from. Right, the disconnect. A lot of times, a lot of my clients don't know how old I am at all, so, and I don't share that information at all with anybody. You know what I mean? But
that's perfect.
I feel like connecting with a child is easier when you appear to be somebody that they can relate to. Right. You know what I mean? So whether that's if you look fashionable or if you look like if you listen in the car to a certain type of music, you know what I mean? It's just something that they can relate to. And usually if they have an older social worker or older case manager, they're not gonna get
that's that bridge.
They're gonna get that. They're gonna get
it's a big bridge. So
textbook.
They don't see grandma because they probably don't. They don't even have a relationship with the grandma.
Exactly.
They might. The mama is maybe 10 years older.
Exactly.
If she's 30, Shorty's 17 to 19. So it's kind of like the baby boy syndrome with Tyrese.
Some of their grandmothers are 30 years old.
31 years old. I see some they don't say grandmas, they say grandmas. They give themselves their own title. They don't want the real title because it makes them not feel like they, but they call it grandmas. Exactly. That means they're glamorous, but so they done tweak the grandma word now.
My mom is a grandma, so I take that back. My godmother, she's a grandma.
Yeah, but she's probably young and beautiful, grandma. And they do that so they won't think you could make you go watch them all the time when they're trying to go out.
Yeah, well, that's a different conversation. That's a conversation for Facebook.
What's that?
For the families, like grandparents and babysitting.
Yeah, that is it. That is.
Listen, because
it's
a different time now.
Well, you had a podcast as well.
I was on a podcast for a while.
You were in a podcast. You had a podcast before me. I found out. I was like, CORRINE got a podcast.
Yeah, I was on one for a while.
I'm gonna tell you who used to go to school with us.
Who was it?
Lita, I had seen Lita. She came.
How's she doing?
She's doing okay. She was coming down 8th Street working on 8th Street because I still work on 8th Street.
Okay.
And she was coming down and working at Dazzle's on 12th and H.
She's still there?
No, she's not there. She's doing something else now. I think she got out of the head game.
Okay.
And she's doing something else. And I said, how CORRINE doing? Right? She said, CORRINE got a podcast. I said, what? CORRINE got a podcast. So I started looking for it. And then next thing you know, I got into what I was doing because I started the podcast during COVID.
Podcasting, I think that gave me my voice initially. It gave me a platform to, I was blessed with the platform and the opportunity from the people that were on there already. And they welcomed me on to do mental health. And then it kind of just blossomed and bloomed into like a family, a relationship with people who could really just like build on different subjects. So it was a good tenure for what time, we were all together. And then I ended up branching out doing other things
Right.
as far as my work
Right.
was concerned.
Right.
And then I got pregnant and had a baby.
Oh yeah,
Nobody knew. It
No,
wasn't a secret. It just was more or less. It was just, certain things you have to have private. I'm not really big on social media. You already know that. Like if I post, I post. But if I don't, it's because I'm trying to keep a piece of myself to myself.
Right.
In the world of everybody knows your business.
I call it sober media, because see, you got to be sober on the media when you're on there, because some people get to doing anything on there, exposing stuff about them. Then the backlash that they get, they're not ready for that, but they don't understand that the stuff they put out in the air for people just because people troll, they want something to comment on all day. They just want anything to comment.
You feed people the information you want them to know. You do that in your regular life. You do that with professionals, but to each his own in that department.
Do you ever think that you'll go back to podcasting?
Yes.
I think you'd be great.
I think I would do great.
I think you'll be great
in a podcast environment by myself.
Right. Right. Some people like
something
that.
Intimate, something personable to just expound on just maybe short topics.
Right. Did you see so you're saying something maybe 30 minutes to an hour?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe 15 to 30 minutes.
Oh yeah. I got
I hear segments out of it.
Yeah, one of my girlfriends, she got a podcast, my man's wife, and her podcast consists of everything, but she's a realtor and she talks about real estate and credit repair and stuff like that. So it's all different types of lane. I guess it's just all about capturing the audience and being consistent.
It's about finding a niche and capitalizing.
Yeah, and stay with it.
If you broke in this era, then you're lazy. You're unmotivated. Or you're just uninformed. I won't say that because a lot of people are just misinformed and uninformed.
I think you was right with the first one. I think you're unmotivated. I think really just people that don't have none really just don't have the passion to push to the point where they realize, look, you're grown. Nobody not responsible to you. I know the name of this lounge is entitlement, but ain't nobody entitled to give you nothing when you're grown. You know what I'm saying? So you need to get out there. Yeah. You need to get out there and get your own. And stuff is high now. People around here they're stealing eggs and all that. Stuff is
eggs about $40.
Gas was $5-6. Yeah, you know what I mean, dude.
Stealing eggs.
Yeah. I'm talking to a dude.
Top of the list.
Yeah,
I'm looking for somebody who got some right there.
Yeah. Man, I'm talking to a dude on 8th Street, man, and I gave him a hug, and he had all this yellow stuff. It was yolk from the eggs that cracked that he stole. I said, my bad. You know what I'm saying? I just wish you gave him 5.
That's so extra.
Yeah. I said,
you always just leave me up to the water. It don't be no water there.
Yeah, but man, listen.
Just
Just
leave a nigga hanging.
listen. I got you, Slim, because I didn't get you. It was perfect timing when you reached out, and I was like, damn, I want to get CORRINE. And I just seen one episode. I think I was seeing a short episode of one of your podcasts. Like, damn, she got a nice setup and everything.
Yeah.
And then you was on the virtual one, but we was having technical difficulty. Remember, that's back.
But
that was back in COVID.
Gotta make sure I come through though.
Yeah, you came.
I called in.
Yeah.
I said it didn't work out.
Listen, when we first met, that was it's amazing how much time. That was 2012. I met you in 2012.
No, it was 2009.
No, it definitely wasn't 2009 because I was in the penitentiary.
Was it 2000? Was it 12?
Yeah, 2012. Yeah, 2012.
Oh, you came. Okay, you came in. Right. It was 11 that we started.
Y'all started the program. Fresh Start. Shout out to my man, brother Marco Price Bay for Fresh Start Barber Academy. Shout out. Very powerful brother. Y'all can go check him out. He got a lounge going on. It's really not a lounge. It's more like an event center where you can have several different things going on at one time. You got podcast area. He redid the whole building.
Hit him up. He rented it out.
Yeah, it's down on 14th. And it's right there on 14th for you. Very nice location down there. I've been there. You can go to his page. Marco
and they got an event coming up too. So go check him out. M Price Bay on Instagram and Price Bay on Facebook.
Yeah, check him out. And that's when I met you. It was 2012 when I first came into class, because I'm a little old head.
I knew you was friends with somebody.
Me and Marco.
We came in class.
Me and Marco.
3 months late.
Yeah. Me and Marco we had been tight. He had taught me how to cut years ago, and once I got in the street, I was like, I ain't cutting no hair. You know what I'm saying? I went another direction. Yeah. Then I ended up back, and then resources I get when I came back, I was just coming home from doing 135 months, and I came. He said, I got a school up on What is that? MLK, right?
And,
Good old road
at the top.
At
yeah,
the top. So we was up
MLK,
there. We was on the
yeah.
southeast side. I was up top, past
Right by Baloo.
right by Baloo. Right. We seen a nice little joint down there, and then I came over there and I seen, and then we ended up moving to the what's that other building? PR Harris.
But that's where
Afterwards.
it was initially.
Oh, that's where it was initially.
And then they had the building. They moved
The
to
little
that.
small building.
We got a little salon up on
Right,
it. Okay.
right. We
Yeah.
ended up, that was 2012, and I was there. But when I first, he told me, said, man, I got a lot of young people. I want you to check them out. So I got one young girl. She's super talented, multi-talented. She worked the computer, everything. So when I got there, I was like, ooh, I'm trying to figure. Then I seen you was behind the desk like that. She kind of, you was down with the computer like that, right? You know, I was like, you know, I was one of them peck guys, right? You know, just got, you know what I'm saying? Because computers wasn't my strength. You know what I'm saying? My strength was other things. But as time goes, you gotta be, you know, literate with a computer some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, it's up to you, like you said, it's on you. It's your responsibility. If something you don't know, everything's out here now. You can get on YouTube.
You can educate yourself.
Yeah, you can educate yourself
It's
where
free.
you used to have to pay for it. Like little computer class, you might have to pay, go to Montgomery College or something. But when I first seen you, I was like, damn, Charlie, talented. And you just was so young, right? I was like, damn, she's so innocent. And that was 11 years ago.
Right.
Now you have a 3-year-old daughter, and I don't know how old you're out in there. Okay, we'll move on to the next question.
I'm old.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, we'll move on to the next. Yeah, all right.
No, but I do remember when we first met back in 2000. I keep saying 9. It was 11.
It was 12.
So the class, okay.
12.
We started that class in 11.
Y'all started class. I wasn't
Yeah,
there. I
okay.
came late. Remember, I said I came
Right,
late.
okay.
Y'all had already started.
But I remember you used to always encourage. I just was so nervous
Yeah.
being the only woman cutting hair, and
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I know I'm good at this. I was
Right.
really good at cutting hair. I was banging out fades and banging out like just initials and designs in hair. Like I didn't know I could do. I didn't know I had these capabilities. But in mastering that craft, I appreciated your support. I always appreciated all of y'all being a cheerleader. So it really meant something to me to always have that one person in the back, like, damn, you good. Like,
Yeah, you
and I'm
was
like,
good.
I'm over here doubting myself, questioning myself. Like, you got somebody encouraging you. It always makes a difference.
I mean, barbering is like, I understand for somebody in your bracket, right, with everything that's out here as far as all the avenues you can go.
Right.
I wouldn't go that way. If I was, it's a great skill, right? But you know, the older you get, kind of like miss some windows of opportunity to do certain things.
At that point in time, I was 18 or 19, I think. I was about 18 or 19.
Yeah.
I had just had a surgery on my leg. I had just learned how to walk again.
Right.
I had just lost my apartment, lost my job. I was homeless. I was just trying to find a way to sustain. I'm like, I got to find something. I got to find a skill. I got to master something with my hands in order to be able to fall back on. And I don't know how I found that program. I forgot, honestly. But once I landed on that and I took an opportunity to do that, it created a new lane of opportunities. And even when I was in that class, believe it or not, I was about to leave. I was about to move to New York.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then the teacher of that class overheard the conversation of somebody else.
I didn't know that.
And was like, nah, you can't leave. You got too much potential. You can't go nowhere.
Yeah, well,
and that changed the.
You did have potential, because we used to have, you know, me and Price Bay used to have, you know, we backdoor y'all. He said, man, which one you think? I said, man, Shawty, CORRINE, man, she talented, and then you was a detailer. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to get it right. You know, some people want to learn how to cut hair.
We'll stay about 3-4 hours.
Something right. That's what you call, you know. Some
time.
people, they want to get it right. It got to look a certain kind of way because you had an eye for it. And but like I said, you was at that, you know, it was, and not only just cutting hair. I think it was the structure, also with the inspiration that the instructor was so good that he got us engaged in all kind, like motivated.
It was a loving environment. That's crazy, brought it up, because I was talking about it earlier. This was a loving environment.
Who was that? Herman Fraser. Who
led her to the mental health field?
Who led her to? That's the AD of Calvin Coolidge. That's Mr. Herman Fraser. That's one of my clients.
Nice.
Herman Fraser. He's the AD of Calvin Coolidge. I had him on the show too.
Okay, so what led me to mental health is I dealt with it in the environment that I grew up in. Essentially, when you grow up in a hectic and chaotic environment, you're dealing with it. If not, you're managing your own to some degree. So what I learned about just navigating public resources and government assistance and things of that nature with my family, and just dealing with a mixed family and dealing with drugs and poverty, all of those things, you know,
dysfunction.
It created an environment where you had to either adjust to it, learn from it, or you know, or be a part of it.
Yeah, that's
you know
good.
what I
That's
mean?
a good thing. So you was a good statistic.
I started from there, and I took that. And throughout life, I've just had experiences where I just always been that person that happens to be at the right place at the right time for a person that's going through something. So I took that and I capitalized off of it, and not in a financial way, but just in a soulful way. Like it monetizes my soul in a way to help other people, because it's not something that you can really put a price on as far as helping somebody, and it's not something that you can cure. Because today or tomorrow, somebody could be right at the peak of their success in therapy and completing what they have, done for the last year on their treatment plan, and then they could lose their wife of 30 years. And then we got to start from the beginning and work on some new coping skills and work on some new strategies on how you're going to balance and how you're going to live your new life without, with this impact. So it's something that I can talk about all day as far as mental health.
Yeah, I can see you flow. It just comes. It just comes right out.
That's what I do.
But check this out. Do you think? Okay, let me ask you this. A lot of people go back and forth with this too. Since you're an expert, do you think that guys that've been incarcerated for, like, long periods of time, because being incarcerated, we see a lot of things that we gotta really. It's kind of like we gotta see and not see, so we become accustomed to seeing things that we know scratch our soul, we know scratch our. You know what I'm saying? And we, to continue on, it's like we got to be with blinders. But I think when you return back to society, sometimes a lot of that stuff reoccurs in events that happen. Do you think people that have been in prison for a certain amount of time should seek some type of
yeah, of course. I feel like
counseling?
Because we see it on the websites that they offer it in prisons. We know it's not really being rendered, but I do feel like it's a responsibility of the person that's returning home. That should be their first stop, honestly. And we offer in my company, we offer what we call wraparound services to people who are returning home, because we want them to be their first stop. You know what I mean?
So that's called the name of the company is called Wraparound.
No, it's called Umbrella Therapeutic Services.
Umbrella Therapeutic Service.
And we offer wraparound services for people that
return to the community.
Well, not just people returning from the community, people who are living with mental health. But I was just referring to the fact that people engage.
What is it?
Umbrella Therapeutic Services.
Umbrella Therapeutic Service. Hey, Nisa, how you doing? That's my niece just coming in.
It's 3 words, 3 different words.
Yeah. And what we're talking about?
About that, I was just I talked to a friend when he came home. He had did a 10-year bid.
Right.
And I didn't know him. I had met him through mutual friends, and he had showed his interest. Like, I want to date you. And I went, this is after we had spent maybe like the not spent the weekend together, like it was just us.
No,
like,
you ain't got to explain all that.
Hanging out. So he just like, I like her. It was one of those, I like her.
Slim, you ain't hard on the eye now, so I know it,
I'm just saying, like,
you ain't got to explain.
It didn't happen that fast.
Hold up, don't dig. You're in the hole, stop digging. You're in the hole, stop digging. You're in the 6th grade.
So he had shown his interest. But what I said to him was, I was like, listen, like, we can't talk. And he was like dumbfounded, like, he was like, why? I'm like, not just because you just came home, but because I'm going to break your heart. Right. And he's like, why? What you mean by that? I'm like, because you've had 10 years to sit and create this picture perfect person that I'm not going to be able to live up to those standards, and neither is anybody, because you've had time to draw this person, you've had time to create what your life looks like, how people are supposed to move in your playground, because you've created this life, and now that you're home. Now what you're doing is creating chess pieces and putting them on the board. And I told him, like, respectfully, you have to go get your feelings hurt first. You have to go get a heartbreak. You might have to go have a baby, whatever type of situation. You need to go get some experience as far as relationships, and not just intimate relationships, but relationships as far as dealing with people, because some people do well with their peers, but they don't do well in their relationship, or they may do well in their relationships, and they may not do well with their peers. So they might be the picture perfect husband, and their wife can't understand, like, what are all these people talking about? Like, he mean, like, what? Like, he don't treat me like that.
Sound like my wife. It sound like my wife.
Yeah, so if people can't relate, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of situations.
It sound like my wife.
I encourage people just to get the experience, just to go out and not
it's real,
give it up.
He said it's real. He said it's real.
Don't get yourself in a situation where you're going to be, in a new situation for the rest of your life.
But relationships.
One thing about that person, he called me back about 7 years after that, and he was like, "That is the best advice that he has ever received." He had a child after that. He lost a parent. Like, he had went through some transitions in life, and he was
That's-
like, "That is the best thing anybody's."
that's
And
good.
I didn't think anything of it. I just was like, "I know I'm not the one. Like,
Right.
that ain't gonna work out."
Yeah, but he had just got home, and sometimes
Yeah.
Sometimes people, they like
In
you
their
said, he
mind.
didn't get a chance to experience.
But in it was that transitional phase, like, and I have never been incarcerated. I've just been around a lot of people where I can understand the story,
Right.
but it's that transitional phase when they first stepping out the door. It's like everything that I've wanted and everything that I've thought about, I can do today.
Right.
And if I can't do it today, I can do it tomorrow, and I can do it. And every time I run into a person that looks like somebody I drew in my book,
Right.
I'm going to try to implement them, and then I'm going to get my feelings hurt, realizing that nobody's going to fit or live up to these expectations because it was a fantasy.
Right.
You created a fantasy so that you can sustain some type of mental health where you were when you were in prison. It's a life. It's a lifestyle within a lifestyle.
Right.
You got to unlive that lifestyle and come and live in reality. So
You got, hey, buddy, you got a little
That's
Dr.
what's
Phil
happening.
up in you, Slim. You got
Yeah.
a little Dr. Phil up in you.
That's
That, this sound, but everything you're saying, to be
Yeah.
honest, is true. People don't, like I've been in a relationship, one woman for so long, and it's been so, people look at us like, man, y'all look good, y'all look like sister and brother,
Mhm.
but to be in a relationship, it's really a hard job.
Yeah.
And sometimes people, when they're in a relationship, like you say, they paint this picture of what somebody else got, and they think that's what it is.
Exactly.
But when you get in it with that person, you can go up, but when you come down, they want to get off.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the suburb. They don't want to get out. They like the peaks, but they don't like the valleys.
Yeah.
But it's gonna go up and down,
Exactly.
up and down, and then after you do all the measuring out, it's gonna be balanced.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So, and it take a lot of
And
work.
people just have to have that understanding that there will, like you said, there will be ups and downs. And I don't
Yeah.
think people really set themselves up or prepare enough for the downs, because when you get to the down, a lot of people don't come back up from that,
Man,
And
but I'm gonna tell you.
speaking from a single perspective, from somebody
you
who,
single?
yeah, I choose to
Okay.
be.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, you
and
single?
I'm not saying it like because I
Okay.
take that back. I don't choose on my own, because I feel like a man should court and treat and choose a woman just
Right.
as much. I'm not taking
Right.
away from that. But what I'm saying is, as far as being from a single perspective, and a person who wants to make something work will make it work.
I agree with you.
And in order to make something work, we have to both agree, set our boundaries up front, communicate what our needs and our wants are, and revisit those things, however frequent. I used to go on dates when I was in a relationship. We used to go on dates every Thursday, no matter what the climate of our relationship was, whether we had an argument,
Right.
whatever the case may be, we were going to talk. And that was probably one of the best communication tactics that I use, or methods that I use in a relationship, as far as, trying to get our points across.
I think what you said was so profound, because I think that's one of the most bonding things for a lengthy, long relationship. You have to still date.
Yeah.
You have to still date. You have to do the things that you do. Like me, people be like, why they ask me, why you at the restaurant? So why you do this? I'm doing the same thing I was doing 25 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it keeps it fresh and all that. You know what I mean? Because, but I'm gonna tell you, in this climate right here, it's hard for a person to stay with one person. Do you believe that? Do you
yes,
believe that?
I do believe that.
It's very hard for one. It takes a special kind of person. It's gonna take a special kind of person to win you over to your point where you say, that's him.
Well, no, so I have different views on relationships when it comes to that aspect. So
Okay.
I don't believe that anybody should be, respectfully, I feel like people who can settle down with one person can be with one person, and that's a beautiful thing. But
Right.
I also feel like people who can't be with one person should be with other people who
Yeah.
can't be with one person.
Right.
Because I think they find some type of happiness with that.
Yeah.
But in my eyes, yes, I do think it would be a beautiful thing for people to
It's hard.
find that one person,
It's hard.
settle
It's
down.
hard.
Well, you did it?
Well, I did it so long ago.
Was it that hard? Was it that hard?
Michelle, she said was but see, I had a little cheat sheet, because I knew my wife prior to me dating her, so I knew what I wanted. It's like I ain't never really been one guy.
Was
that,
it hard to be with one person for as long as you've been? Not yet. It was hard for you?
Yeah, it's hard for me because I'm stupid. She's smart. I'm stupid. What the?
You're good.
Man, see, you got to
See,
see.
like he's struggling.
No, I'm saying that you got to
Listen,
be.
I'm sorry, breathe.
No, I'm
she good. Look,
no,
she chilling.
she good. Oh yeah, she's straight. But I'm
She
just,
is chilling.
but before a man, it take because especially now you got the women out here now. A lot of these women out here don't, or either way, not just men and women. Everybody don't meet each other's standards, so that's not what they're looking for in that individual. He might, like you said, just looking for somebody to chill with.
Is it hard to be with one person because there are other people that you think that you're going to miss a connection with, or is it hard to be with one person because it's something else?
Well, for a man, I think it's really hard to settle down with one person because one, the ratio of women out here to men. That's one,
Okay.
mathematically speaking.
Right. 10 to 1.
Right? And number two is
Hey.
sometimes people just want their cake and eat it too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then some cultures people believe you can get what you can afford. So people got different values to how they, I know me personally.
So
I
my
know
system of belief doesn't wrap around just like the sexual aspect of it.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
people think when you think of having open relationships that it's just like, oh, everybody get to sleep with everybody. You know? And it's in some retrospect it doesn't even work out like that. For some couples it doesn't work out like that. But some people, for me, if I'm gonna deal with somebody, I definitely want to deal with somebody who is going to respectfully be dealing with me. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I also have the thought that a man shouldn't be smothered, if you will. That
You
there
shouldn't
will
be
people-
smothering?
I feel like women have more control about who we connect with, who we flirt with, who we talk to, who we engage with, if we give them our number, if we like them, do we go on a date with them, do we look cute? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things that we put into certain things that men, you guys just are more impulsive, or if you guys are out at a bar and you guys see somebody, like it's more of an impulse thing. So in my belief that certain people will come across connections that may or may not be, important to the course of life.
Listen, me personally, this has always been my philosophy about when I'm trying to pursue a woman. I always work on me first, right? I always try to get me in the best position where what I bring to the table, it's at least worth looking at.
Right.
If you bat it down, at least I know I was proper. I wasn't coming to the table, right? I can't, some of the things you like to do. Hey, what's up, bro? Some of the things you like to do. You know what I mean? But me personally, I think I always had the philosophy: the better you do, the better you get. In my eyes, if I get to, now I know I probably couldn't walk up to Tiana Taylor or somebody like that and just go at it because she'll probably look at me like, "Who are you?" You know what I'm saying? But
right.
if I get myself to the point where she can see that I'm that type of guy, I might get that chance. I'm just speaking hypothetically. See? I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate. I just try to be the devil.
Taylor down the street.
Huh?
Right.
No, that's not my type. But
Not
I'm just
right
no.
Right.
I was just using that as a parable so somebody can know exactly what we're talking
I get
about.
what you're saying.
Yeah, I was just because I be seeing everybody's, and then it's.
I feel like men, this generation of men are way more influenced by, how they appear to people.
Right.
Back in the day, people still cared about. Everybody cares about what somebody thinks, but if we didn't, we wouldn't care how we get dressed.
I thought the same. Now you talking like me. People, I say I don't care what people think about me. But why you take a shot at it?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
About people say you stink. Somebody say you stink. You talking about that ain't me. People. That's the quickest. I think that's a scapegoat people use to try to throw people off. I don't care what people say. Well, why you wash your ass?
Those are the main people who care what people think.
Right. Those are
Those are the main people who care what people think.
Boy, you saying the same, girl. You saying the same thing. I said.
No way you can't care what other people think.
That's why you can dress. You brush your teeth and all.
In the mirror, checking, making sure this match with that. Like other than that, it wouldn't matter. Nothing would matter. You would operate in a completely different manner if other people had no influence on what you think. There's a guy that walked like from one side of the country to the other. I can't think of his name. That's somebody who don't care what somebody think. He's not taking money from people. He's not taking food from people. However he gets food or water, shower, along the way he's doing it.
Corinne, I'm with you.
So it's just
I'm with you 100%. I ain't never believe when people say that's just a way. I'm really saying I really do care what people.
Exactly.
You know, people say, I don't even do. I don't
That's
care what
the
nobody's
insecurity
saying.
showing right
I don't
there.
care what nobody's saying. As soon as something happened, that's why people shooting people now.
If you don't care what somebody think, then you would never regurgitate what you've heard about somebody, what you've heard about yourself. You wouldn't care what somebody else said about you. You wouldn't care.
It's almost impossible now because now whatever they know about you, it's 1,000 times
You
more.
can't say you don't care what people think and have social media.
That's what I'm just going to say. Yeah, well, it's 1,000 times more. You know,
Yeah.
before social media, if you heard such and such got beat up, it might take you a week before you find out about it.
Yeah.
Now it's 20.
And you might forget about it just as
right.
fast.
Yeah. Now you see it 1,000 times.
You'll see it forever.
Huh?
You'll see it forever now.
Yeah.
You get beat up on the internet, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You got people who still are trying to, get away from their most viral moment of being abused, beat up, and humiliated, and some more stuff years ago. To this day, memes still circulating with their faces on.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think would you ever want to live back in DC?
Yes.
Everybody.
I would want to live here, but I would want to have properties elsewhere.
Yeah. That's
definitely working on a vacation home.
Yeah, that's
in
what we
LA.
was just talking about that today.
Yeah, definitely
we was talking about
San
mine.
Fran. They're offering reparations to African Americans.
Did you hold up, honey? Did you hear that?
Look it up.
They said it. What did they do?
San Francisco is offering. They're offering African Americans reparations. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. Yep, they are.
Bert, want to drink one?
They're trying to give it. They're trying to get them.
Birthday hat.
Oh, that's right. You did just celebrate a birthday.
Man, I'm telling you.
Thanks for the birthday guy.
You want something? You want to put the
You
hat
gotta
on?
wear the birthday hat.
Slim, I put the hat on. I ain't got no image.
You got a birthday hat.
I put the hat on, Slim. Whatever boat you bought with the hat at. It must be Louis Vuitton or something. Put that Louis Vuitton or something. No, you can put a hat on. It don't matter. Yeah, but man, listen. This is a good day. Like I said, man, we all blessed to be here. We got some good folks. We're here broadcasting live at 829 Upshur Street.
Yep.
These guys have been in business now over a year. They have some of the best hospitality you can get from some guys. They know you see it's warm. And
It's
here
nice.
we had one nutcase walk up in here, you know what I mean? But I don't know
times.
how they told him
A couple of
849. And he came to 820 now. I don't know.
He told him.
Yeah, because he be down there by my job. So he knew who I was. You know what I'm saying?
So he recognized.
Yeah, he know who I
He's
was.
like, it's a family affair.
Yeah, he said, that's my barber. You know.
Yeah, I ain't tell me you was
Yeah, he thought he could stay when he seen me.
He said, who had a
I
baby?
gave him a quick. He see the back of my
Like, who
neck.
had a baby?
He could see the back of my neck when he came up. You're not staying up in here. You know. You know what I'm saying? But this is a very warm environment. The owners, man, great. They who is that? DC need to be first to become the vote. Pastor.
You need to be first because the vote and the bill will be passed.
What vote?
You gotta type that again.
Yeah, what is he saying?
You wasn't yet. You thought we was gonna try?
Yeah, he missed something.
You gotta do that again.
You see, that's one of them dudes.
That's all right.
That's one of them dudes right there watching two podcasts at one time. You know what I'm saying? He fucking, he all the way on the now, Joe, man. Look here, man. We ain't talking about vote. We talking about mental health in this joke. This joke of laws, man. Hey, JJ, come on back with it, man. Friend, you look good on that joke. We look like in Vegas. So spin that joke around a little bit. Damn, Slim, you make me look good a little bit. You know what I mean? See, that's another reason why I gotta find a wife, because I need some help. You know, I need boost me up.
She does that for you. She does that.
Yeah, I get cuter by the front of the line at credit union. I'm ugly as motherfucker first one. But when you get to the front, I get kind of cute. You know what I mean? Maybe federal, I'm kind of cute, the second one in line. You know what I mean? But all in all, man, I like to have a little fun because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, mental health, laughter is something
Yeah.
that needs, what do you say?
Reparations.
Reparations. Okay, you was talking about reparations. Yeah, we definitely need to be the first because we're the only ethnic.
You think we should get reparations?
Well, I think it's going to be kind of hard to do that. I know it's never going to happen. Number one, I know it's never going to happen.
What's a dollar amount? Give me a dollar amount.
Well, it's so hard to figure out because see, we so broken down. We so broken down. That's what she said, something like that.
No.
Something
they
you
want
said,
2.5 in California.
Do y'all believe in reparations?
Yeah. They said 5 million. Oh no, I heard 2.5.
They give them something.
Yeah,
giving
in
them
San
something.
Francisco. Tamika, you want a drink? Come on over here.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's a. I don't think there's a dollar amount. I think there is something that you can give us though,
Ooh-wee.
monetarily.
You want this or you want Dre? You got a Reposado down there. That's my niece, Dre. Dre, that's my niece. Yeah, we try to keep it, keep it tight up here so we don't have to worry about no. But man, this junk real coach. They gonna have to fight. They talk about you. Yeah,
Thank you.
Oh, that's good. See, I'm telling you, you got to stay in front of the camera, though, Slim.
Yeah, I
You're a
love it.
natural. And I'll tell you,
I appreciate it.
that's what stuff going on. This ain't your first appearance. Anytime you want to get on, I know you're
Of
ready.
course,
I know you
yeah.
stay ready. I know you got going
Let
on
me
with your
know.
daughter. Yeah, I
let
was
me
so
know.
happy that you came when you said, "Man, get me on your show." I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
like you got
see, because
to.
I,
Ridge
some
Park
was
watching.
Ridge
Hey,
Park
shout
watching
out.
here. That's another guy that you know who that is. That's Big Tommy. Tommy also edits. He's an editor too,
Barker?
at a half price.
I'm not sure.
No, I'm talking about him. He's an editor. He edited videos.
Which one?
Yeah, what you need? What you
Ciroc?
need? You want some vodka?
Ciroc?
Hold on.
Some goose?
Right behind you.
Right
Yeah.
here.
Oh, blame it on the goose. Got you getting loose. Blame it on the
I
goose.
should have known that. That put me in the hospital. That's why I couldn't see it. I blinded myself
Oh, you could. Oh, you gonna have to get. Hold on. Where's? No.
at
Hold on.
all. No, thank you.
They got a cup.
Thank you.
You got a cup?
That's what I'm saying. How do you put a dollar amount on time and generational oppression? That's
There
what
you go,
I
right
said.
there.
It would have to come in the form of long-term benefits.
So you saying
any type of plan that can be developed where the residual benefit will last for 500 or more, for 400 or more years,
right?
Or a solid 400 years. Let's be definite, right?
So you talking about
Like how they have
generational
stimulus.
wealth.
And I wouldn't say monetarily.
Right.
I would say let's say this section would be land or property. She got any resource for students, family provided? Oh, of course, $1 million.
Yeah, she got $1 million. All you got to do is put your.
Actually, you can go on my.
Yeah, you got to go to your
my
website. You got to let them know
you can
you.
go to the workshop the workshopexp.com, or just go on my Instagram, the CORRINE exp.
Tamika, that's one of the owners right there. It's, Bullock. It's a good. Say, how you doing, Mr. Bullock?
You gotta. I gotta send it to you.
They Lightfoot.
My Instagram. Tell them to go to my Instagram.
Yeah,
The TheCorRI.
Yeah, we here live, 829 Upshur Street.
INNE.
You understand? I got some beautiful people here tonight. Yesterday
That's
I
my
celebrated a
Instagram.
59th
That's my
birthday,
Instagram.
man. It's a lot
XP.
went on in them 59 years, man. I don't have enough time. Ain't enough podcast to talk about that. It's a lot went on in that time frame. Me celebrating my birthday.
Yeah, 2 hours, 2 minutes.
Yeah, I was saying that we here 829 Upshur Street. We here on Mondays, barring something transpires
Instagram.
with management. We'll be here with guests, trying to let you know. Go to tell that's Herman Fraser. That is the AD of Calvin Coolidge. He run a very tight organization. I had him on the podcast too. Also, hey Bree, how you doing? The #1 bartender at Entitlement. How you doing?
Hey.
You can tell Bree, when I come here, that's one of the ones that she makes a drink. They got a drink called DC Tap Water. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I have.
Have you had it?
I don't mess with mixed drinks. Man.
Oh, you don't mess with mixed drink?
No, I don't mess with
Oh,
mixed
okay.
drinks. I can't get into it.
How you doing, Drake? I'm doing great.
You came in here with the bottles. You
yeah.
all smiles. Like,
Yeah, that's
you
it.
ready to turn up?
He be here every week. Yeah, that's my man. He can be here every
You
week.
celebrating birthday.
Hmm?
Yes, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
so
go to her
to my
Instagram.
Go click the link in my bio. It'll take you directly to my website. You can look at the services, resources. You can book me. Consultations are free for like the next 30 days because I am transitioning. And I feel like that's the way to give back as well.
Right.
And
It's always so.
Business is always good, especially word of mouth.
Right.
The more and more I work with people for free, the more I get paid clients.
Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
If I had $1 for every time somebody came to me and said such and such referred you to me,
Right.
and it's like, well, I work with that person for free, and they were like really, compelled to pay it forward. So Check me out.
I was
Click the
watching.
link in my bio.
Click the link. And that's Jay. That's JJ. JJ. I think JJ worked. He worked.
Yeah.
JJ worked with State too, don't he? He worked for the city. He was in the real estate area.
Okay.
You know, one of the things that I was watching a business channel the other day, and they had a guy from Harvard, right? And he talked about Costco, Walmart, and Target, right? Those three are hot right now.
Yeah.
Right? Costco, Walmart, and Target. Now, what they found out is Costco, can you believe this? Costco is the only one out of all three of them that spends $0 in profit advertisement.
You don't have to.
Walmart spend, I think, 15%, and Wichita spend, I think, something like 7%. But it was just saying that's just of their profit advertising. They say Costco,
They don't have to.
they don't. But if you think about it, when he said, I never seen a Costco commercial. As soon as he said, I'm like, I never seen a Costco commercial.
You never
know what
see
I'm saying?
that. I mean, you rarely see Benz commercials. You know,
Who?
that luxury cars.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Because they sell
Yeah,
themselves,
they-
and then they also have their market. And I
Right.
think as far as Costco is concerned, they've gotten to the point they're like Dollar Tree. You don't
Yeah.
see Dollar Tree spending money
Right.
on marketing.
right,
They're
Right.
a household name brand.
right. They say Costco makes more money, right? They're not worth. Well, I don't know if they're worth more than the actual Walmart, but they're up there to the point where their profit margin is.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, no.
Yeah, the Waltons have done pretty good, and I kind of look at some of the successful businesses, and that's how I kind of like how I try to do things. I said, damn, well, why is Walmart making all
I
this?
about to
money?
say, what you think they're doing different though?
Well, one of the things I think they have everything.
Right.
So choice, people like choice.
Mm-hmm.
Now people don't just like to see one thing; they like to see. When I walk, I want to do
Options.
10 things in one store, man.
Options,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And after I have choice, then I can hit the price. Let's chop the price down. Now that's gonna get people. You know, people like cheaper. People like
Right.
to get something. That one of the greatest tricks you can do because I have my own business in retail is make a person be getting something for cheaper than what they're paying for.
Right,
Like
exactly.
if it's $100 on the tag, I said, man, I get you for it. I ain't one number 25 for it.
Right. And
Right.
You probably ain't
But
paying
he's
nothing but
looking at that
$2
60
for it.
that I just chopped off.
Right. Exactly.
So that's I think Walmart does great
exactly.
at
They call it drop shipping.
What?
That's what they call it in e-commerce. So they just taking products for cheaper, flipping them.
right.
I mean, it's just the name of the game of hustling
Yeah.
altogether. You know,
Right.
getting
A
a
quick-
product for a certain amount of them, flip it to another one for twice as much or 3 times as much, maybe 400%. Sometimes you can upcharge. I know people. They say Jordans cost what $2 to make, and he's selling for
Yeah.
$200 a pop.
Well, Jordan, well, Jay-Z just sold some of his stuff sold the Duce back, I think.
Yeah. But the fact
700.
that he sold it,
Yeah,
lets you
700
know that it wasn't on the
700
top
million.
of things that were making him any type of money that could make or break his money. Put it that
Yeah,
way.
he just wanted to go into he wanted to,
Yeah.
once they get it's like anything else, once they get enough equity or made enough money off of it.
Not even just that. When you get rich, you get to playing games with your possessions as opposed to playing games with people's time and money and wasting
Yeah.
time. So now it's like, well, instead of me giving you money because you already have money, then I'll trade you this business because this business has, like you said, this amount of equity on it.
Yeah,
I'll flip that, or you
Yeah.
gave me this, or sometimes
Yeah.
they marry their children together. You date my daughter, you date my son, and we're married to wealth. And that, however it works out, it's just always
Yeah, you-
beneficial to the wealth when they do something. You're
if
not
you-
going to sell it for no reason.
Yes.
That way.
the same. And when they got it, the price that they got it for now, what it's worth,
Hey, baby.
it's so astronomical. Like the prime example, we got DC house. The average house that people brought in DC
Yeah.
back in the '60s probably was no more than $50,000.
$50,000, right?
Now the houses are worth $700,000-800,000, right?
Easy.
Over time. So
Easy.
now, but they still, the people who sell them, they still end up, they really need to hold on, but
Yeah.
for all different kinds of reasons. People say brothers don't get along, or everything wasn't done right, the paperwork wasn't done right, to who to leave it to, or
But people just greedy. Let's
Yeah.
say with the real is. People just want the quick buck, and they like, well, shit. It wasn't my house when she was living. Now she gone. It just was a big flip. They
right,
didn't have $250,000 yesterday, and today they do.
right.
And that's as simply as that.
It's a
And
lot
then
of
they
money
get
to
to the
people
point
ain't
where,
it?
like you said, they educate themselves. I'm
Right.
like, well, damn, if I would have kept it even for
Right.
a 3-year difference,
Yeah,
would have
they could have got the
difference.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
they wasn't losing
Well,
money.
you could have kept the house, pulled the equity out, bought another house, flipped that, and just rinse and reuse the process. But people don't think
Yeah.
in terms of long term, and that's why I always work with my clients about what's your long term goals, because working on your long term goals will help you to put things in perspective about what you need to do right now, as opposed to let me get this partying out my system because I'm still in my 20s, and you wake up in your 30s. Like now, what you supposed to do? You ain't learned nothing. You was busy. You know what I mean? So it's about imputing that long term energy and making sure you know what you want to do. What's the outcome? So you can work on them things intermittently. So.
You know the crazy part about it. Oh, shout out to the I think the 6 kids that was killed, the little elementary kids that was killed by the 28-year-old young lady that had I don't know what she was trying to do, but she had a vest. She had a vest on and all. Shout out to the family. 6 kids was killed up there. When that was Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville. Crazy. Just walked into school, right, and killed private school too. So you know, you never know what's really going down. There's so much going on. People driving crazy. Have you seen the change in people driving skills?
Yeah, no. I mean, they don't. It's the distractions.
Anybody with a lot of dents, let them go.
It take but not even just that. It take a millisecond for you to lose.
Virginia tags. Virginia tags. A lot of dents. Duct tape on the bumpers.
These.
Yeah, if they got duct tape holding the bumpers up, or they got Virginia tags, any missing light, a bunch of dents, let them go ahead. And
then you cuss them out. You like, that's why your shit looks like that the first time.
Driving. COVID, I think COVID did that when people was entrapped in the house for 2 years.
I don't miss COVID, but I miss when them roads used to look like that.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
Where you was going.
It's funny you say that because when I in the midst of COVID, where they was telling you they had a curfew and all that, sister was sick, so I had to come all the way. I had to come. I was like, I'm going to DC anyway, check on my sister. Yeah. I just had to come all the way from Upper Marlboro, and I'm talking about it almost looked unreal. Yeah. Nobody on 50. We get on 50 right there. I'm talking about nobody. And then as soon as they start releasing all them trucks, traffic just was crazy. Yeah. It was just crazy.
And then it was a nice weather when they started that. So it's like, people were just like, fuck this COVID shit. I've been in the house long enough. I'm going outside.
Hey, Drake. What do you think? Okay, let me ask you this. If a person's in a long tenure relationship, right? Maybe over 5 years, because I say you really ain't done nothing until you get past 60 months, right? Because you do all the familiarities within that 60 months, Once you get past that 60, to me, that's in my personal opinion. To me, once you get past 60 months, now you're going into that almost 10 years. Because once you past 5, you're closer to 10 than 5. So do you think if you got something solid going on, do you think infidelity, one time, 3 minutes? Huh?
Speaking the mic.
Speaking the mic. Turn up the. Okay. You couldn't hear me all that time?
Say it with your chest.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Do you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, my engineer smacked me around that time. I forgot all.
What I would have. Abusive.
What do you think? What do you think? Do you think infidelity?
One time.
One time. You really love your woman.
Right.
I mean, you really love her.
Are you saying if the woman cheat?
Or the man? Which one?
What difference does it make?
So vice versa, right?
Yeah.
I just want to know.
I think before we get to that point, it's like, okay, well, y'all have fun together.
So you think that's enough to terminate it? One time, that's enough to terminate it?
You're saying if a woman cheats or if a man cheats.
Oh, you talking just to let it go?
Somebody on the job,
if he's saying if your woman cheated after that long period of time, what would that be your attitude?
Yeah, does she have? Is that it?
Of course it is. Be honest.
I mean, not from a man point of view, it kind.
Do you think you can recover from that?
That's why I said that.
Do you think you? I asked the man that because the average woman go through that more often than not.
Yeah, they go through it daily.
So,
that's why
and a woman can go through it 2 or 3 times. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now you breaking it down. See, we done police the
joke.
joke.
Look how y'all scratching y'all head and shit like you sweating, you scratching it like y'all hot. Y'all getting bothered about the one time after 10
Now, if you
years?
come home and
Joe, he said about 5
after 5 years, your woman having.
Imagine how much you've done in that 5-year period. Let's be
right. Yeah, you done did it all. You done considered marriage, and you done put in on a few things, and you done showered. Y'all done been over all over the place.
She done seen a phone call or two.
Right. And then it always depends on the degree of how it cheating. If she having an affair on the job and she been seeing it do for a year
Yeah, what
inside
type
that
of cheat? You
fire.
talking about she getting fucked, right?
You
Huh?
said one time. Why you gotta ask all these
What
questions?
you
You
say?
said one time. One.
Y'all
No, I'm saying if you came home and you seen a joker backing out that joke.
If you catch it undressing.
Yeah.
We done.
Okay.
As a woman, if I caught it in the act,
So you don't want to see it, you just want to hear about it.
It's the same.
Man don't want to see that joke. Hold on, joker like this. Man, joker don't want to see him out. Joker be all, hey, Slim, you go home and see the tractor trailer, you know what I'm saying? You scarred for life. You scarred for life. You know what I'm saying? If you hear about it, you might get some little recovery.
Call me when y'all done.
Yeah, but if you see it, now because there's been instances where, okay, I'm gonna get my own experience, and that's why I say it's good for people to go through heartbreak early in life. You understand? Because you understand that it ain't as bad as it seems. But the later it goes, the harder it is for you to accept. Because the older you get, you would think you make better choices, right? So you kind of like make better choices in the people you be around and the people you hug and lay down with. So when you're young, you know, you can, oh, come on now. If I'm 20, I was 20 and I was in a relationship and I was in love. And I mean, this girl could do tricks and, you know, she was fantastic. Right. And you know, that's my first love. And, you know, and I came home and I didn't see it. But if I would have been maybe 20 minutes or so later, I would have walked in on it because we lived together, right? So there's one of the times where, you know, women, you know, just like dudes, think they slick. They ain't coming home, I can get in by the time to get, you know, any whatever. But the case may be is I seen it, but I didn't see, you know, the actual act. But I seen he was getting ready to hit, right? And they was both in the room, and it was kind of rough, right? But I forgave her though. I forgave her though.
You took her back.
I took her back.
It was a long time y'all had been together.
Yeah, I was.
That was about 5 years in.
We was a little bit past that. We was past about. That's why I said we went past. Yeah. I took her back, right? And see, that was on me because
if it was a year in, would you have had the same? Would have taken her back?
No.
So what's making a difference in the time period?
Well,
things that y'all experienced over that time.
Well, yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, probably 5 years, and I'm a little bit more. I have a little bit more equity in the relationship than the first year. You know, the first year it's kind of like the dating side. We trying to figure each other out. We ain't tried all the tricks. You know what I'm saying? After 24 months, then you know.
I beg to differ.
Yeah,
hey,
you know.
Slink, so what made you stay? Was it her sex or was it her as a person?
Huh?
Was it the sex or was it her as a person that made you stay?
Well.
You say you tried the tricks, so shit.
No,
she freaked you out there.
No, not only that. I was in love.
Right.
So I was in love, and I thought that was the way I had to work it out at this time. That's why I say I'm glad that happened to me at a young age.
But it's love enough, then.
Huh? No. Because rightfully, and I didn't pay attention to the first signs. Because a lot of times, like you overlook the signs. You see, she might be somewhere there. You're like, oh, that ain't really. But you know what you see. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you're in love,
and I'm the opposite. I'm like zero tolerance. Like if I can see it, then I don't.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Now you've been.
But when you got a nose job.
Because the zero tolerance goes hand in hand with that trust thing. It's like I can, when I first meet you, I'm first dealing with you, I trust you. You know, I have no reason not to, and we've set the precedent. And I won't say I don't have no reason to trust you, but because I don't trust anybody wholeheartedly. But it's
right.
also
You just say you give them a clean slate.
You give them a clean slate,
right.
Exactly. Like to start off fresh, and then until you put some shit on that kind of changes that dynamic, then that's how we operate. But I'm more zero tolerance. If I tell you like these are the things that are a no-go for me, I'm not going to take that. And then I still run into these issues with you face to face. Then it's like, well, you kind of disregarded the ticket. You know, you knew what it was. Of course.
Yeah. You pull up to the mic.
Trust thing. So do you reveal in the beginning that okay, when my name is such and such, I don't trust nobody, or do you let them figure out that you don't trust nobody?
It depends. Like if it's a person that you're interested in, for me, I'm more or less like I'm very blunt. I'm more in your face.
That can scare a man off being very
blunt. But it's also blunt in the terms of understanding the person that you're operating with and you're talking to. So it's not that I'm just like take it or leave it. You know what I mean? It's also like I'm I know who I'm talking to. I know how to say what I'm saying. I know, what's triggering and what could make this conversation possibly turn left.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. You understand who you're dealing with.
You have to understand who you're exactly. You have to understand who you're dealing with. You have to understand those person triggers too. And if I'm saying something that I know could potentially offend this person, then I have to, kind of reconsider what it is I'm trying to say to this person, or evaluate it with a little bit more perspective. Put it that way. If I'm telling somebody that I don't trust people, it more or less for me comes in the form of me just telling my general story. Like, I grew up with this type of environment. I grew up with this type of people. This was what I was exposed to. So sometimes you have to put it in layman's terms, because sometimes people don't understand, like, well, damn, you might be the way you are because of what you've been through. Some people don't understand that.
That's true.
You know
I agree with you
Some
on
people
that.
Like, well, shit, you went through that 20 years ago. So we don't understand how the fuck you talking about.
I agree.
Because your mama, you know what I mean? Because your daddy, but you have to, you know what I mean? So yeah.
So you Shorty, you been hurt before? Yeah. Yeah,
I've already been hurt before.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but a lot of times.
Not before, like 4 times.
Oh, okay. So how did?
I'm hurt right now.
Hey, what? You drinking or you thinking it? You want some drink?
Hey.
I love that.
Hey, but you can tell.
Drink that pain away. Yeah.
Hey, you can tell. Hey, you can tell.
Right. Are you dating the same kind of person, or now I say dating thing? Are you finding yourself recognizing the same type of traits in different people? Like, even though this girl and this girl is completely different, it's something about both of them that make me feel the same type of way.
Yeah, they do.
Got date outside of that group.
I don't say, I'm not gonna say I feel like when I'm dating, I'm talking about dating, I'm talking about like no romance. We go out to eat, we had lunch, we laugh, we go out to do events. She go home, I go home. Well, she come over, I cook, she eat, she go home. No romance. No dating.
Oh, you courting? Okay,
Right.
but so you think
I do see.
you think she attracted to you?
I know this.
Well, how long you been cooking for?
Yeah.
How long you been?
Hey, because
How long you been?
Hey, Slink, look, you just gonna become her hangover.
I'm trying to find out. See,
Because now you're the chef.
I'm trying
If
to.
we being honest,
I'm trying to find out.
now you're the chef.
Because see, me personally, if I get the, for real, it don't. You know what you like. I know what I like. Right now, whether something come out of what we get into, that's something different.
Right.
It might be after we get into some mess. Be like,
A woman knows going into a situation if she's gonna get into some mess.
Right. You're like,
I ain't gonna give y'all all our secrets tonight, but I'm gonna be real frank. Like, we know going into a situation, and sometimes we might know going into the situation we might change our mind. You know what I'm saying? We just had that moment where we're like, this nigga just blew the shit out of me, or like maybe one of your friends came and one of your friends said something and it made you respond a certain way. So now we're looking like, that's your perspective on that. Like, nigga, I never asked you this shit, and now I can see that you're talking like this. Now it didn't threw me off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's back to what I'm saying about the signals.
Yeah, people, you gotta read the room.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
You gotta read the room.
You gotta pretty much understand what's going on around you. So yes, sometimes shit does change, but
yeah,
sometimes it stays the same.
So my man, he broken hearted. Shorty, where Shorty go? He broken hearted.
You don't gotta be hurt.
Shorty, listen, man.
But the reason why I asked you that is because if you finding a similarity, in seeing
she like
somebody.
champagne. Don't you like champagne?
What's that? Oh, give me some.
Yeah, go ahead, girl. She like champagne, don't
you want a glass?
Oh, they mix that
glass?
too. She get a cup.
Like a little glass? All right, that's good. That's good.
Put your finger in there, make it go down.
Yeah. This is a little dirty.
Yeah, we gotta get. What a rinse it
These
up.
a little.
No, you got. They
They be
always.
wrenched.
Yeah, they gonna. Yeah.
They be
Always
wrenched
got
out.
You got some cups right here, some plastic cups?
Yeah. Yeah, because they're gonna. You got cups? Paul, what's up, home? How you feel? How was school? My man worked for the school system.
I know that's right.
He told me that.
Listen, I'm trying to get in the school system. Anybody know any plugs that connects to the school? I'm trying to get, and not to work. I do want to render a program to the school. I'm already rendering it over in the public charter. So,
oh, well, you got to come on down here, man, so we
get
can talk about mixing it up.
Yeah.
You got to let him know what your expertise, because he told me some
You
stuff.
take my number. I got you.
He told me some stuff
Hey, grandma. Shout out to my grandma
about
watching me.
you know how
on
they
Facebook.
use the test scores and all that. How they use the test scores to determine how many jails they're gonna be.
Man, they used to standardize test the shit out of us when I was in DC
Right,
schools,
right,
man.
right.
And they would mask it with these peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Them shits was bomb. They would say, "Here, just eat these snacks and take this test." Why you doing that? You remember that?
Oh, you had the peanut butter and jelly too?
They were graham crackers. They weren't bread. You know what I'm talking about? They would look like ice cream sandwiches, but they were made out of graham crackers, and they had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I was straight up DC. I'm from Southeast, and anytime they gave us a standardized test, they gave us that and chocolate milk or milk. You know what I mean? Fucking milk. And then there was no AC. Pissed off.
Man, listen. What time is
Listen,
it?
I used to go to Kimball. I rode past Kimball the other day, and I see
Where's
how
Kimball?
on Minnesota Avenue,
Okay, go ahead.
how immaculate that school looked. I'm like, we didn't have AC. We had them big ass industrial fans. Listen, it was terrible in there.
Well,
Indeed.
what do you think about the public school system now? Because it looks better.
I want to say it looked better.
It looks better. What do you
Yeah,
think about the
I
curriculum?
think-
What do you think about the books they're taking off? All the books that they're taking off the shelves.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna say what school. I walked in a high school in Southeast. I'll say that. And the school is nice. It's really nice. It has been put together very well. And every other student was in the hallway, or like they have lounges, or they look like areas of lounges of the school where
Right.
they have like chairs and
Right.
huddle spaces.
Right,
Every other kid was during class time
right.
on their own. You
Right.
got security walking through the hall, walking right past them. You got teachers walking right past them. Principals greeting them while they walking past, and the thing is, it's not a situation where the teachers aren't trying.
Right.
Or the children are trying. Like
Right.
you said, it's a disconnect somewhere.
Disconnect.
And there's a disconnect where I had one of the students that goes to this particular school. She was really like beating herself up because she was graduating.
Right.
And she was like, I'm about to graduate. And I'm like, why are you not excited? She said, because I didn't do shit.
Right.
This is a 16-year-old girl. She's like, I ain't do shit. I
How
don't
old
go to
was she?
school. She
How-
said, they don't teach me shit. They don't ask me shit. They don't. And this how the kids talk to me. Like she said, I don't really feel like I'm getting an accomplishment for anything. But I feel like I just went there, when I got up in the morning just to get away from what's going on in the house. You know what I mean? So they're not feeling like they're prepared for adulthood. Yeah, they don't have the skills. They scared, and that fear is what compels them to go get mixed up in the wrong shit. Because now they like, well, shit. Even if I don't gotta go move out my mother's house, I still gotta get a job. I don't know how to do that. I don't have no skills. I probably can't read. I don't know how to write. I don't know how to count. You know what I mean? Like these people only have the skills that they expose.
That's
to.
a long time ago. The street made a lot of stupid dudes literally
Yeah.
because they had to count, had to do this, had to do it.
Right.
Now, like you say, if you ain't, just totally something different. My man, you got a question? You still talking about the broken heart?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was a joke, man. That was a joke.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
look,
see.
so
Broken
the
heart, broken
question
heart.
to you, honestly, as a mental health expert, you say you are. Do you believe
I ain't no
that
expert.
mental health
Advocate.
experience
Right.
that you had?
Right.
I stand corrected. I remember you saying you had, you studied.
Yeah, I know what you're
I
just picking.
appreciate that.
I'm
So
picking.
my question is, do you feel there's a difference with the school system where it's classrooms are actually classrooms with walls, or where the schools are without walls and it's open space and they just have those divided? Do you think that makes a difference in the learning process and the mental capacity of the youth and the children, even in high school level? Because in your, what do you think
I
is
feel
the
like
difference?
there is no one cookie cutter way to educate these children.
Top of your
The
game.
reason
I feel like it's I'm sorry to cut you off, but let me get it. I feel like as far as there being schools with 200 and 300 and 400, 500 sometimes students in their schools,
Right.
and you have one curriculum,
Get right on,
and you
man.
expect
Clean it right up.
those 500 people to learn the same way and with their different learning styles. Some people might be kinesthetic learners. Some people might be audio learners. Some people are visual learners. Some people are hands-on.
Without a doubt.
So if I have this one curriculum that's just tailored to fit my outcome, I made the curriculum so that I can see 10 people succeed, because I only want 10 people to come work for me for real.
Right.
You gotta think about who's
basically what you're
creating
saying is we need to
the
change
standard.
or set a higher standard about educators And
we
our
need to
leaders
create our own school systems.
create our own school
And
system.
we need to, and as parents, we need to hone and harness our children's talents and abilities at home.
Right.
Because sending my daughter to school is going to be a luxury for her in order to enhance her social abilities and enhance her relationship material. All what she will learn will be coming from the household.
Right.
All what she'll need to sustain herself will be coming from the household. Anything additional is extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So if you hone and if you see your kid like today putting on makeup and lip gloss, my daughter, she drawing all over her face.
Right.
And I know it's a little girl on TikTok who started doing it the same way, drawing on her face. And now she's about 4 or 5 years old, full blown 3D graphic makeup artist at 5 years old. So it's just about people can see with their kids. They see it might be something that irritates you. Like, sit down, we're busy with ourselves, but you got to pay attention to your children, hone and harness their abilities, and
see what their special talents is. Because
my youngest, you believe it or not, my youngest is 19. So when I learned this pattern, he wouldn't read his books in the house, but I learned if we take a ride,
he reading the signs. Yep.
He gonna read his books.
Oh, because he like the movie.
Oh, he like the movie,
Yeah.
read the books.
So you wanna do your homework? I ain't gotta talk him into
Let's
it.
go to ride.
Say, right.
Right, let's go for a ride.
That's it.
And it work out because you got something you got to do. It's just
Yeah.
about
It might be back to something that it might have been something that you dated with, you know, his mom. You probably was on the merry-go-round when you met her or something. You just kept moving or
Could
something.
have been a conception.
Yeah, anything
Yeah.
that was.
That's when I got my pop.
Yeah, yeah.
This feel familiar.
Yeah, it's feel familiar. You know what I'm saying? You might have been in the car or something when you did something. You don't know, Shorty. You get
his
stuff
piece.
genetically. See, a lot of
You
times,
gotta be going to 360.
yeah, a lot of
That's
times
his
being heard stuff, we don't know where it come from. But if you go back, it's connected to who we are. You might have some of you, some of the moms, some, you know,
Yeah.
some people say you act
comprise
just like
a
your
lot.
mom.
Yeah.
And you do that just like your daddy. You know what I'm saying? But you don't be like, well, my daddy used to do that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
You comprised of 23 chromosomes from each parent. You know what I mean? And them parents get their chromosomes from their parents and so on and so forth. And DNA, I mean, you can see attributes. Who is that? Terrence Howard, like how he has green eyes and light skin.
Right.
He has a great grandfather, I think, that he gets that from. Like everybody around him immediate is brown eyes, blue, you know what I mean, brown eyes, brown skin. And it's just inherent how certain things come out of your DNA. That goes to show for like my mom, I used to get my ass whipped when I was little because I would laugh when I was in trouble. Or I would laugh when I was upset or under some type of pressure. And my mother took that as disrespect. Like, why are you laughing at me?
Right.
And I couldn't understand why it would be my knee-jerk reaction to laugh. Like when I see people cry, it would make me laugh. To this day, sometimes I have to like walk out the room because I'm like, I don't know why I'm at the I know how to control it now.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's more that's like,
What do you think that was, though?
I think it was hereditary. Well, she said my father used to do it,
Oh,
you know, and I think
yeah.
it was some type of trauma response or some type of defense mechanism in order to avoid that confrontation or avoid that punishment or something, whatever I was being faced with. Like now the scrutiny is on me. So I'm laughing. Now we're gonna change this whole subject. Let's talk about something else.
It's amazing how we get stuff handed down. That's why they say generational curse. That's why, you know, like they predict, like if your mom's an addict, then you're gonna be an addict, or so you know,
that's a bug right there.
Yeah, they try to like, you know, I always say people always say I live in the project. I say, nah, you ain't living the projects, you were the project.
Yeah,
because they already projected how high and how far you can go based on the living conditions that they put you in. You know what I'm saying? Or economically that you can afford. So, you know, now you got this crab sandwich. You know, everybody is for themselves. Now that makes you selfish.
Right.
You know, I'm just saying, like the phone there. You know, they got the iPhone. iPhone is people. iPhone kind of like even though they don't see it, they're a little bit more selfish than people. Galaxy. Because it tunes you all the way into your phone because you're on FaceTime. You're a little bit more personal with your conversation. You know, it's just like puts you a little bit more in that cyberspace. You know what I'm saying? Where it takes over your mind a little bit.
But that was intentional. I mean, at one point, a smartphone was like expensive to get. Now every phone is a smartphone.
Right.
So it's intentional. And like I said, just because we have these type of conversations, it's important to be cognizant, if you will. If you want to be a part, if you want to see change, you got to be a part of change.
If you believe wholeheartedly in the smartphone, definitely won't understand the human clone.
No, for real. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So you speak that language.
Well, they definitely cloning. We already know they cloning.
Yeah.
We already know they cloning with the food because the masses consumption of the food. Everybody We become
Where
a
all the
greedy
farms,
nation.
where all these animals on the farms that's producing mass consumption for grocery stores 24/7 now.
Yeah, but
We never been to a grocery store and it been empty. Or today we don't have no.
But it's all recycled together. You know, that's why the FDA is the Food and Drug, all the people together. So if I can get you sick, then you know, then I can give you some drugs, I can get drugs, I can say your insurance and all that. It's a racket.
wraparound.
Yeah, it's all wraparound up underneath the umbrella. Yeah, but that's good. Yeah, that's good though. But you had said something in reference to we talked about when we was talking. You had a pre-show. We were talking about some of the people that you knew that was presently doing podcasts on the upper echelon level, and you talked about how things have changed now so much drastically since in the last 10 years that you from your 20s to your 50s. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no,
it's like you've changed so much. You so much. Even then, to me, you was mature. That's why I was like, dang. What she when I meet people like you in my mind, I said, don't want to be cool with them. Yeah. You know, my mind, that's how I'm like, you know, you can be cool with people. Some people's first instinct, want them. But I said, man, people don't, like you said, the long term. Look, man, you still cool. Man, you was cool because we was on, you know, we was cool.
Let me tell you something. I'm laughing. You probably don't remember this though. This was after, so we ain't say this out loud, but you know how, you know.
I say something crazy.
No, not even that. Just who I used to talk to.
Right. Yeah.
So after that situation, that it like years have passed. Okay, me and this person had not talked, and I end up seeing Skinny at what was it, Tacoma?
We was at Tacoma Station. Yeah, I see.
Tacoma Station, and this is somebody who, when he see me, he was like, "What's up, sis? What's up?" This day, it's like he checked the nigga I was with, like, "Oh no, for real, you ain't in here with my friend." like what's up? But one thing about it, I didn't expect. It was the loyalty to his friendship. You know what I mean? And I didn't expect it to go any other way because I already know the relationship that he had with his friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
then
I was shocked though.
I was shocked. Laugh because.
It's a small
usually
world.
When you see me, you see me.
Yeah. It's a small. It's a small world, and see, that's why I tell people all the time that people be thinking they really doing something that don't nobody know. Listen, we got This is a camera nation. This ain't too much you can get away with.
One thing my mother told me, she caught me smoking cigarettes when I was younger. I was smoking cigarettes. My mother said, "Don't do nothing in private that you won't do in public."
Yeah.
You know, and from there I was like, I'm good on that because I was high in the smoke. I don't know what made me want to smoke cigarettes. Probably seeing somebody do the shit. I don't know, but after somebody like checks you and tells you like what you're ashamed of, if you're ashamed to do it, don't do it. It's simple as that, you know. So yeah, my grandmother's the same way. My grandmother would not. You say you used to smoke
cigarettes out. Well, they used to have 10-minute, government building. I don't know if they still had it, but at one time you used to get like a 10-minute break.
To go outside to
every
smoke.
move just to smoke cigarettes.
My grandmother said that. Yep.
So,
because you are
but that was kind of cool though. But you kept your business. Everybody don't need to know your personal.
I was like 18 or 19.
But you can quit though.
You know you do.
Yeah, but see,
I don't like the smell of cigarettes. I cannot. I don't know.
What about the smell of weed?
I mean, weed is fine.
It's tolerable. Weed is the new cologne.
It's tolerable because it goes away.
Yeah.
The cigarette.
Weed don't go away. That shit stinks.
But weed is the new cologne.
But let me tell you something. When I was pregnant, weed smelled like that shit smelled like shit to me. I was like, oh. Well, and I was pissed because I'm a true smoker. I was like, ain't no way I was like, one day this gotta wear off.
Yeah.
This can't be bad.
I'm saying after a while when it linger on your clothes and you ain't like that shit stick.
Okay, now
cigarette smoke is God.
Well, funnel is basically tobacco, right?
It's long term.
It's a funnel tobacco. So when you smoke weed,
it's like it's
and put funnel in it, you smoking weed and tobacco, right? But why does this new generation think funnel has to go in the weed? If you
they might be addicted
because they're addicted to the tobacco.
There you go. Okay, I just want y'all to answer the question. That's why they got to smoke it so much.
It's also okay. So let me tell you, before they're addicted to tobacco, because I'm a funnel and weed smoker. Before they're addicted to the tobacco, it's the aspect of smoking something that has a stronger kick to it, as opposed to smoking something that's smooth. When you smoking something smooth,
that's how Zaza got in it. They want something kick.
Well,
Zaza.
not even any type of weed.
I
They
get
do
it.
funny. They do funny with anything. I mean, with any type of weed they
But I
smoke.
think it's the culture.
If you breaking it down, putting it in the
I think
sheet,
it's the
you putting
culture.
fun with it. That's just.
I think it's the culture. I think it's the time.
I think after a while you are addicted to it, and you just used to it.
I think,
Yeah.
and you know, you,
And then you still smoke cigarettes after.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
Anything you tell yourself that's calming you will calm you.
So she
you got
talk-
people that will go punch a hole in the wall and say that's the only way that I can calm down is if I break something or if I hit something. You see, it's a matter of a certain like you said, a certain dopamine a response in your brain. Like if you're telling yourself, if I pick this cup up 15 times, I can tell myself I can deter myself from smoking for the next hour because I've done the hand to mouth response. You're just tricking your brain to do something different with the same response.
What's Mavericks?
Them cigarettes.
The cigarettes? Oh, those like
My grandma
Moors.
got the Mavericks right now. That's what I'm like.
What's Maverick like Moors? Ain't it?
Grandma, I know you hear me talk about you, boo. Please don't be smoking them cigarettes, boo. Just stop, boo.
Well, just to let y'all know, taking a little
My
break.
grandmother is really watching us, y'all. Shout out to my grandma. She be supporting me. That's my biggest cheerleader. My boo.
Yeah, we got,
She be
yeah,
working
yeah,
me.
yeah. Well,
She be
just to
doing
let you know, for those who just tuned in, we have
Social media.
Mrs. Corinne Watson. She's into mental health field. She's been in the mental health field for the last 12 years. If you want to find out, she has all kinds of information that you can go to on her site, which is at
The CORRINE XP. Yep, go
At
to my
Instagram.
The CORRINE XP. My website is theworkshopexp.com.
workshop
Or you can just go to the link in
exp.com.
my Instagram. and
But
it'll
it's
take
very
you straight
important
there.
when people know where your at's at, because a lot of times people will say, "Man, what's it? I didn't get that." You know, but
So the
then
company is called the Workshop Experience, and everything about the experience is an experience. So my page is called the CORRINE Experience because it gives you some insight to me, what I do on a daily basis. I'm
Right.
not really a big social media blogger or poster, but
right,
I'm a new mom, so I have started posting a little bit more so I can,
right,
get the feeling like a woman and feeling like something outside of just being a mom again. So
right, yeah.
um,
Well, so
I've been drinking.
that's okay.
Umbrella
Me too.
Therapeutic Services is right. All of us, right? Is the company I work for. It's a mental health core service agency that provides psychiatric services, therapeutic services, and community support for youth ages 18 and up. I believe we service children too. I'm sorry, from 5 and up. We do have coordinated services for children as well. They are exceptional. I wouldn't even be sitting here doing all this for them. My CEO is like that. Working for us is the best.
That's good.
Getting
You'd be
services
surprised.
for our
when people-
company is the best.
I got people.
Like,
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes people kind of like go over lightly who your ass is. I got people in Dominican watch. I got channels in Dominican.
yeah.
They're trying to get me over Dominican. And right now I'm working on somebody where I want a sign language
Yeah.
person where we're gonna get something going on.
Nice.
Where a person that can come and do sign language with people that
So they can see, yeah.
Right, because now see that's where we going now.
That's good.
We gotta have something
Gotta
for
think
everybody.
big.
You can't exclude people.
Think big.
That's
Inclusion.
That's
That's
and
So
see.
what
Get the LGBT, whatever what we want to do.
Hey, no, Slink, but I hate how they separate that community.
You can edit that.
That's over people's head. That's over people. But see, y'all, I was just playing, man. I was just playing, man. Y'all got to realize this.
Wait, you cannot play like that.
No,
I was just
playing.
For that.
I was just
did
playing.
not.
I was just playing.
He was just-
Well, look, yeah, break time. We're gonna take a 5-minute break. We're gonna take a 5-minute break.
Ooh, you gotta check your
Huh?
you gotta check your words. Check your words so you got.
don't know.
see it to do it.
Right. That's what I said. See, God
I
already.
did that thing, no medication.
Yeah,
no
but see,
nothing.
they already.
Yeah. That
She had
shit was
natural
nice.
childbirth.
Yeah,
Woo!
for sure.
Well, you had what? You had the hot water pail and all
No,
that.
no,
You had
no,
a
none of
what they
that.
call a person to help. What's the person to help?
I just had this big
You had a midwife.
No, it was just me, my godmother, and a doctor. I had my baby during COVID, so we couldn't have but one person in, and I chose to have my godmother.
What's
I have a little girl. No. Yeah. Yeah, she was 8 pounds, 8 pounds, 9 ounces. Yeah, she was fat.
So are you gonna give her shots?
No.
You know something. Like
I know a lot
you
of
guys do a
stuff.
study back in the day when they were giving out shots that were cold.
With my daughter,
okay?
went
Now
to
we
her
talk. Hold
first
up. We talk about.
appointment.
Telling people we talking about. We talking about something.
we talking about something that we
talking about
shouldn't be
something. Y'all
talking
talking
about.
about. Y'all talking about stuff. Y'all talking about what I said. When y'all talking about vaccinations,
we talking about
vaccinations are serious, ain't they? Ass?
What we're doing is we're talking about making informed decisions.
No.
That's what we're talking
Okay,
about.
now
We are not saying what you should or shouldn't do. We are
No,
saying
we
you
just
should make
our
an
own
informed
opinion.
decision.
Right. Yeah. That's
I
why
made
I said.
an informed decision about my child
Right.
as far
Right.
as what I educated myself on.
Right.
And for me, in my experience, it was the ingredients that were unsettling for me.
So you sound just like me, like my years.
So we were talking about vaccination. What do you think about the school system placing rules on parents that the kids can't get back in school unless they're vaccinated?
It's being
feel
controlled.
like it's a business. Everything is a business. You have to respect the person's business and their rules of their business. So
You
gotta
respect
go
their
somewhere.
business.
Yeah, or you go somewhere else. You take your business elsewhere. A school is an institution. It's a public institution that is funded by the government. If you don't like their rules, then you raise your own child.
Yeah, homeschool or private
school,
school, like you say. That's
You complain about somebody doing something for you for free.
Well, homeschool is always good,
and they don't barely want to do it.
but homeschool is something where the home has to be set up a certain kind of way because finances always come into play in everything.
Yeah.
So how are you able to earn and teach from home?
Nothing is as impossible as it seems.
Oh,
I
no.
think a lot of people are more crippled by their fear of not being able to do something versus rearranging how they're used to doing something to learn something new in order to, live a different lifestyle. You gotta get out of the normal, or you gotta get out of your way of doing things, or else you'll never learn anything new. And unless you make yourself uncomfortable, you're not learning anything new.
So you're saying fear is one where they always that's number one. Fear.
If we weren't scared of anything, look how we'd be more powerful than the people that's oppressing us. You know what I mean? It's fear that's keeping us where we are.
Right.
We know we're capable of something. If somebody tell you a million times that you are a golden child or you the chosen one, whatever you got to be told to be believe in it. A million people tell you still don't believe it. That's cognitive dissonance. You choosing not to believe something that everybody else can see about you.
They saying they can't hear me. Y'all so used to. Okay, all right. Go ahead. You good? Go ahead. Say, no, they can hear you.
They can hear us?
No, they can hear you.
Y'all can hear me?
See, they see what would happen when guys could they get. No, that was way back. Yeah, he said it now, but I'm speaking into it, Joe. I used to be all the way.
Oh, you had to
man,
go
my
call
man,
back?
yeah, we had to, he had to call Safeway to see if they had everything that he need to cook. You know what I'm saying? That's my man. But listen, man, one thing for sure, two things for sure, ain't no peer pressure. If you got somebody and you feel that that's the one, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes what you do is gonna be coldly contrary to what somebody else
listen,
doing.
I can't get nobody either. If I get somebody, and this man can show me that, like, we're serious. And when I say serious, I mean like your efforts towards being a better person are in the right place. I want a person to be able to remain who they are while they're with me. If you use Colgate, keep using Colgate. Don't come use Crest because I use Crest. Don't come over here, don't try to impress me. Don't try to change anything about you because it's going to come out regardless. So be you. Do you and do you unapologetically. And that is who I fall in love with, a person who can actually just remain who they are. And it's up to a person like somebody who want to deal with you to accept you for who you are. And if you feel like those things that you have to tweak a little bit or be insecure about is going to be the make or break why somebody want to deal with you, then that's even more reason to wear that shit on the t-shirt and be like, listen, this is what I'm coming with. This is my package. And if this ain't what you ready to deal with, then don't waste my time. Simple as that,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's so hard to be in a relationship in your 20s and 30s.
You think so?
Yeah. Something.
I
mean, no, you can be in a relationship, but you can talk about, like you said, we talk about its levels. You can be in a relationship where you know what he doing, you know what he doing.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta understand it. But I was talking about. Well, I always like to go start at the top with the ultimate, where you just you and somebody,
Yeah.
because that's gonna be when you get all of them, they get all of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or it's hard though.
Well,
It's
I
especially
agree.
people still trying to find themselves, and in your 20s, you
But
still.
what about if taking things from the way that I said do them, and then developing into that point where we're like, we've had them situations where we probably encountered this person, or we probably dealt with this person, and now we realize through all of these people or through all these encounters that we still strong, or we still
Right.
suitable,
Right.
and we were able to have each other back, because
Right.
it's nothing harder than seeing somebody that you love heartbroken over another
Yeah,
person.
it's
You
true.
know what I mean?
I was
Like, damn,
referring-
that person that broke my boo heart, and I gotta make it better
That's
for
true.
him. You know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
That's true.
That's a woman who knows she's being cheated on, though. You know what I mean? That's somebody who knows that this person is going out to go deal with somebody else, and they come home with a different attitude. It's a person who normally court, you come home upset. You know, so it comes with the territory.
See, that's why coming from the single lane and just dating, like one friend I had, right? We go out, we hang out, we date, but her status is passport.
Who?
I don't have a passport.
Passport.
So
Oh,
I
she
know
wanna go
that's
out of
where-
town.
That's where our lines are. Whatever she do on her passport, whatever she doing, that's what she do. I never know.
Well, you might have got to get a
So you tried
passport.
to get you a passport.
You gotta get a
for her,
passport.
you know?
I gotta go.
See,
I
you-
gotta give
see,
me a
see, that's
passport,
back-
and that's
That
why.
ain't
That's,
got
the
nothing.
attraction.
That's back to what I'm saying.
And that's the attraction. That's where the attraction starts.
Yeah, that's back-
And that's why she keep like get your passport so you will see what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
maybe things go to another level.
Yeah.
Which as a man, which I
Or
want,
not even that.
she
You
know I
as
want
a man it should never be a situation where a woman is the reason why you making adjustments for what you're doing, because all you doing is conforming to what she want for that moment. If a woman, I'm telling you from me to you, a woman knows if she's going to deal with a man. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we deal with
We
each
know
other.
if we're going to deal with you. We know how we're going to deal with you,
But
what
you
place
said,
you fit in our life, and all of that.
Upper mobility and longevity in a relationship. is
Exactly.
the thing.
But as a man as well, it's your place to ascertain, if you will. You have to put your foot down and say, these are
Well,
my
Shorty's-
boundaries. You know what I'm
Shorty's-
saying? This is
Short-
what
see-
I expect. This is what I want. From
But you got to see
relationship.
what kind of guy Shorty is.
Yeah.
I
Now,
ain't
not
no
short.
young dude.
No, you got to say
I
not,
ain't
not
no young
Shorty.
dude,
What's your?
though.
What we gonna say anonymous?
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
ain't
no,
that young.
no. I'm saying that you see what
Don't
kind
put
of
me in the middle of this.
you
I
got.
don't
You
want no
got to
smoke.
honestly know what kind of
I
guy
don't
you
want
are.
no smoke.
You want to honestly know what kind of guy. He's a sweetheart. He's sweet.
Okay.
When I
You
say
nice. You too nice.
he a
You
sweetheart,
nice.
he's like one scoop of
You
sugar.
can probably. I mean, listen. If you realize, you don't have to say it. Just
What's your
listen to
sign?
me.
What's your sign?
I
Oh,
said, you know
Cancer.
what?
That's yeah.
Poor baby.
Yeah,
She's
he's-
like, why? She's
No,
like, what y'all doing, Cancer?
Cancer women are good.
Yeah.
Cancer women are
You
good.
know who else? Alita is a Cancer too.
Oh, leaders of
Alita's
Cancer.
a Cancer too.
I,
yeah.
some of my best people in my life now are Cancer.
One
right?
thing, let me tell you, I had like the best time in barbering school when we first met. There was a girl that we were all tight. It was her personality for me. From the first day of school, we had orientation and they had us standing up. And every time you stood up, you would have to say your name. And this was like a icebreaker to build, familiarity. So every time she stood up, she's like, hi, I'm Lita Robinson. So everybody, by the end of orientation, we knew who Lita Robinson was, this Cancer girl who didn't give a fuck who was around. Like, she's like, I got another question. Like, if she didn't have any understanding, she found understanding. Like, she was not tight-lipped. Am I playing?
No.
Like, she was a very
she was
straightforward, straight to the funny, loving. Everybody always went to her house after class. Like, she was a person who cooked for us. Like, that was
The leaders,
I love Cancers.
leaders was a
Scorpios
people.
and Cancers are like.
You a Scorpio?
Yeah.
Oh, my son's a Scorpio.
Yes. You have a Scorpio child?
Yeah, she got. My son is a Scorpio.
Your Scorpio is your favorite?
No.
Don't say it out loud. Yes.
No, it's
She
not.
said it out loud. Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not
For
a
her,
favorite.
yes, it is.
No, it's
She's
not.
Cancer. It's
No,
a
it's not.
compatibility thing you wouldn't understand. My daughter is a Taurus.
Okay,
so
Taurus. The Taurus are good people.
I'm ready.
Taurus will give you the
She
shirt off
is
their back,
so like.
but they're not
trying
forgiving.
me.
They're not forgiving that. They ain't forgiving. They give you the shirt off their back. They do anything. But when you cross them, that's a wrap.
Am I live?
Yeah, you lie.
My daughter's people's is a Taurus too.
Right.
It's just a hard pill to swallow for some people.
Taurus
But
people are
I'm
good
just a
people, though.
zero tolerance person. So
Taurus
anything anybody thinks they're going to do to like punish me is just a no go for me. Like it's not going to work out for you.
Listen, we down.
You think you heard me? I done forgot that you were mad at me like a Scorpio. Like I be forgetting. I be scared. I be forgetting people mad. Like you mad? Like shit. I was mad 5 minutes ago. What you talking about? I don't stay mad long. Yeah, it's something. You said Taurus what? When is your birthday? You said May 10th. He has my daughter's birthday.
I have a horoscope. I have a horoscope.
One thing about it, y'all, you took me a hefty lesson as a Taurus. Taurus have taught me hefty lesson. Hefty lesson. Let me tell you, what I don't appreciate, and then we can move on to a new topic. Is the like you said, maybe it's just I don't know.
Hey, bro,
maybe I just mean like that.
Question for you.
I think it's narcissism. If I gotta call it something,
I need some information.
it's like the gaslighting I can't get with. Like I'm telling you, you did something wrong. Now you're trying to bring up something else. That don't have anything.
Hold on. So hold up. I got my horoscope expert on.
Who's the divorce?
Listen,
I love divorce. Divorce the best.
He's the best. He's the best. Listen,
Divorce.
let's give me some information on the Taurus.
Hold on, put on so we can hear. Put on the speaker.
I'm related. Go ahead.
Okay, first thing we're gonna go with the element, right?
Okay.
You know, you got 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and air, right?
All right, hold on, the boy. Give me 2 minutes. Now they going.
Can he call in?
I'm gonna call you right back. All right. Oh, he gonna break it down.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever it is. This my teacher. I still call him my teacher. I still call him
I heard when he started talking.
listen, I would be in class, I would be like, can you tell me about the Aries, man? He's like, oh, Aries. Let me tell you something. The worst. Porn.
I don't believe in that shit. I believe you could be whatever.
You haven't dated an Aries?
Time and day. I know I'm a Cancer.
Oh, that's
all
right.
Day I'm not a
2
Cancer.
days ago was it 2 days or 3 days ago? Yesterday. Oh, you an Aries.
All day I'm not.
Oh, it is hard for you.
At work.
Oh, it's hard.
Well,
It's
certain
real
people-
hard.
I don't know you.
We got an Aries.
Smooth.
Hey, you heard what they said about Aries?
I think I
Sex
learned.
is good and hide your mind.
Listen, if I have a favorite sign, it is an Aries. It is. Let me tell you why. It's the Aries has to be spontaneous with them. Like they enjoy spontaneity. Like let's do something different. Let's do something. Let it be somewhere. I love that. Listen.
I still want it in the car.
But they don't have no discipline.
See, y'all got to realize that's what
No
keeps them going.
discipline. The discipline is not there. It's everybody else's fault. Everybody. Until you check them. Because I'm dealing with an Aries.
What's wrong? Hit it again.
Let me take that back. I dealt with an Aries. My sister is an Aries. Her birthday was on March 25th. Listen, she is turned up. Okay, and she's rambunctious. Her personality type is rambunctious. She's very vivacious out there. She's a people lover. But she is so I won't say insecure because that's not the right word, but it is around the lines of like you are my person. You can't deal with nobody else. And I'm like, I'm your sister. I'm just your sister.
Champagne.
My mama was a Virgo. My sister, I got a little sister that's a Virgo too. Right. Oh, they in charge. They think
We're gonna close out. I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna let him say what he had to say. Because we got like 10 minutes left, and I'm gonna repeat what he's saying. So I need everybody to kind of like quiet, because he's gonna repeat. We're talking about a Taurus.
All right.
Okay, listen. Give it to me rapidly about a Taurus.
Okay, we're gonna go with the element first. It's an earth sign, right?
Right.
It's an earth sign.
That's the element. You dig? So that means it's one of the strongest signs because we understand earth is being the strongest element.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, coming to the speaker. Hold on. Oh, I got it right here. I got it right here. He gonna come through. I got it right here. Hold up. The voyeur.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, there you go.
All right, go ahead, Slim. Go ahead. Say,
Yeah,
hey,
so
Michelle, listen to this. Michelle, listen to
It's
this.
it's the earth sign. That's the element, right?
Right.
You got 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and air. So it's one of the strongest signs because earth is the most stable of all the elements, right? You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we hear you
It's
good.
symbolic.
Chris.
It's symbolic of the bull. So if you know anything about a bull, the bull is very, very stubborn, right? So the Taurus can either be, if they're in their positive element, they can be very determined, right?
Right.
And if they're determined, it's nothing that they don't desire that they can't get. You know what I'm saying? If
Right.
they operating in their negative, then they can be extremely obstinate. They can be extremely stubborn. So even when in facing with the truth, they don't want to accept it. Come hell or high water, they'll reject it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we hear
In
that.
fact, a bull can be so stubborn that a bull will lay in the middle of the street, and if he don't want to move, he would rather get run over.
Right.
Right? They'd rather get run over than get out the way. So in a lot of ways, they also lack reason. Right?
Right.
Exactly.
They can be very intellectual, but they can also lack reason. So even when you use reason to try to appeal to them, they still want to adhere to it if they choose to be stubborn, right? They also known to be very thorough, though. You know what I mean? That whatever it is that they say they're about, you can count on that's what they're about. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a Taurus that's loyal and they true to you, that's what they are. What you see is what you get. Ain't no faking with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why many of the revolutionaries was born under the sign of Taurus. Che Guevara, Malcolm X, Farrakhan, you name it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a very thorough sign. You know what I'm saying? But the question is, most of all, when you're dealing with a Taurus, is just what are they set on? You see what I'm saying? Because if they're set on the wrong thing, then they'll be fixed in that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if they got a lot of things right, they'll be fixed in that too. So it's just a matter of where they at, where their head is at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What about a sign that's me and you are the same? What about the Aries? I know you can tell them exclusively about the Aries.
Oh yeah, the Aries is the ram. You know what I mean? And see, one thing about the ram is not somebody that wait for doors to get open and knock doors open. You know what I'm saying? Because if you understand the ram butts everything that gets in his way. You know what I'm saying? So it's a highly aggressive sign or assertive sign. You know what I'm saying?
Like what?
And it's also a very energetic sign. You know? The actual element that rules the ram is fire. So if you know anything about fire can keep you warm, fire cooks your food, but fire can also burn you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Water can
You know,
put
so
fire
it can be,
out.
you know, it's also to say that again.
They say water can put fire out
Yes,
there.
they can.
Well, that's not really true. It's only true to a degree. If you got enough water, it can put a fire out. But if you got too much fire, it can put water out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it all depends. It all depends on the degree of the water and the degree of the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you got a fire as big as the house and you only got enough water to fill a pot, that fire gonna consume that water. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's all about how much of it is, the degree that it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
Man, that's a scholar. What a dog.
Well, we love you over here.
Slim.
I love you.
Listen,
over
we had a few people in there was trying to check their signs. Anybody else want to check their signs? Okay, hold on. They said Pisces is the worst sign. That's what they said about it. Okay, let's talk about what about the
say
Pisces?
Pisces. The Pisces. Well, one thing why people say the Pisces is the worst sign because it's two fish swimming in the opposite direction, tied together by a thin string, right?
Right.
So oftentimes Pisces can be super intelligent. They can be real humble. They can be all the things you want in an individual, but they don't have no direction. You know what I'm saying? And as a result of that, you can also have Pisces that tend to tell us they lie a lot. You dig what I'm saying?
Right. They lie a lot.
They lie a lot. They
We got a liar over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I think she want to stop right there with the Pisces. So let's move on. Any others? Okay, give me. Hey, hold up. Hey, Tanya, we got a horoscope. What is up with the Virgo?
Oh man, Virgos. That's another Earth sign, right?
Hold on.
that's a Earth. That's one of those elements that's ruled by two signs. It's ruled by Earth by day and Mercury by night. So it got that Earth element, so it's real stable, but it's also very analytical, very sharp. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So Virgos can be perfectionists. You know what I'm saying? They want everything done to perfection. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, very intelligent. But the only thing what motivates them is that they got a deep-seated inferiority complex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the reason why everything got to be perfect. You see what I'm saying? So they analyze everything though. So if you need something to be analyzed, you know what I'm saying? And especially to the degree where they're not going to give you too much on the optimistic side, but tell you exactly how it is, and that's what you want on your team, a Virgo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay. Huh?
Right, yeah.
Okay, we're going with.
Hell yeah.
We want to know about the Libra. My sister was a Libra. My older sister was a Libra. So I
but you know, the Libra is the scales, right? So
hold up, you said the Libra is what?
It's the scales. So it's the element that rules Libra is air, but air, they're intellectual, but what they most want to achieve in life is balance. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you very rarely find a Libra that is balanced, because their life is spent seeking balance. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So most of the time they're unbalanced. You know what I mean? They can be very intellectual too, but at the same time they lack common sense in their personal life. You dig? So you might be able to get good advice from them in your life, but when you watch the things they do, it's contrary to the advice that they might give you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know,
call him the call. Yeah, he bring it in.
They real good people, right? And one thing that they like to do is they like to squash beef. They like to see people get together and be harmonious.
Yes,
but you know what I'm saying?
Peacemakers.
You know,
yes.
now at the same time, because of that, they can lie a lot too. You know what I mean? Because you know the first two words of Libra is lie, L-I. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Libras.
Yeah, they can do that.
She like, hold on, wait now.
Right, hey, Slim.
What's gonna be
just to let you know, you can tune. That's Devor Eel. That's my horoscope expert. Devor Eel. DEVOR /Eel. No, it's just giving you
EL.
EL. All you gotta do is go to his go to his page. Man, you had it. I can get your palm read. You understand?
Lamore, tell me about a Scorpio before we let you go.
She wants to know about a Scorpio.
You know, I already know this. I know who this is, right? So I know this voice anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
You know that voice anywhere.
Yeah, ain't no question. Just rim. So let's check this out.
You know it. Hey, Devor.
Hey, what's happening? So you know, Scorpio is one of the most strongest signs on the planet, right? Yeah. If not the strongest. Now, here's the thing. Now, I didn't get a chance to say this about the other signs because it would be going in another direction. But since we're going to top this off with the Scorpio, most of the time when people talk about Scorpio, they only stop right there. But your sign is not just a Scorpio. Scorpio is a deadly animal, right?
Yeah.
Your sign is also the eagle and it's also the phoenix. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what you want to more focus on, not so much as the Scorpio. Because if you stay stuck on the Scorpio, then you will stay a lot in your negative. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, you know, everybody focused on the bite of the Scorpio. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
But the Scorpio is also the eagle. And look how high the eagle can fly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not only can it fly to high altitudes, it don't matter how high it goes, it also can see still clearly things on Earth. Right? And it's also, you know, what the fingers do, how it's able to transform itself out of its ashes. So no matter what you go through and no matter how far you go down, you always have the power to transform yourself. That's the most important thing about your sign. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now, people talk about the Scorpio, you know what I mean, about the sexuality of the Scorpio, but it's not so much of that as much as it rules the genitals.
Exactly.
Scorpio rules the genitals. So Scorpios tend to, in their ability or maneuvering to get the things that they want, that they use what's most people's weaknesses, which is their sex drive. You dig? So, you know,
what you say about the Scorpio sex drive?
Yeah, Scorpio rules the genitals, right? So while most people think that Scorpios are extremely sexual, that's not really true. It's just that they rule the genitals and they often use the genitals to manipulate and to maneuver to get the things they want, right? In other words, that's part of their strategy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and up. So, like if you take a woman who's a Scorpio and she know a man is weak for the cookies, then that's what she gonna work him on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's his weakness. You dig?
Right.
He ain't gonna over excel her when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? Because she rules the genitals. That's her forte. Just like Aries rules the head. You know what I'm saying? Taurus rules the throat. And on so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like Aries.
Slim, that was a quick. That was a quick checkup on anybody's sign that want their sign read. That lets you know that is the horoscope expert. If you believe in it, true. If not, he's the guru. Yeah, he's the guru. I just want to say thanks, Slim, for being ready. You stay ready. If you ain't ready, get ready. You all ready. Stay ready. You know how you is. Man, I appreciate you. We closing out now. I caught you at the tail end. I could have caught you 30 minutes ago. We probably would have been another hour.
Yeah.
We going to close up. I'm gonna get back in touch with you, man, to let you know what's going on, man.
It's not a problem, man. You know what our ancestors say, man. You belong to me and I belong to you. You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay. I love you. I love you, home. We gotta
love you too.
We gotta get together. Thanks a lot.
Okay, no problem. Love you, man.
Thank you. There you have it. We're closing out. Y'all had a show. I had my guest, Miss Corinne.
Thank you for having me on.
Man, Miss
I had a
Corinne,
good time.
man, I'm glad. I told you was gonna have a good time.
Come back and do this.
Come on, man. We in the roots. See, people always say, "Why you don't get such?" See, if we build our own.
Yeah, we ain't gotta be. Yeah.
Come on now. I see you as a star.
I'm trying to be.
See, we
I'm
people.
Be Diddy Boss next year.
I'm gonna tell you a trick. I'm gonna tell you something before we close out. And this dude got me, and it's changed my life ever since he told me this. One time, when you're incarcerated, the books come to the library every Wednesday, right? Mm-hmm. So I used to come in the law library every Wednesday, right? And say, man, what new books you got? And guess what the African said? He said, you read all these? I said, no, I ain't read all of it. What the new book said? He said, all of them new to you if you ain't read them.
Exactly, all that shit new to you.
So I'm just saying that sometimes we could be looking outside elsewhere, and it's right here in our face.
Right there.
That's why I see you.
Yeah,
I see you as a star. I don't see you as,
You used to say that though.
Come on now.
You been saying that.
Come on now, I've been saying that.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, you have to be a star to see a star.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You got star quality.
Sloan can't see you as a star. You be hating on you. She ain't like that.
That's all right.
But look, we closing out thanks to the engineering crew.
I love identifying the haters. I go even harder after that.
After what? All right, we're going to close out now. We've been here long enough. Entitlement Lounge has rolled out a red carpet. They gave us everything we need. It's 30,000 people out front. Everybody trying to get in. We had to shut it down. So we have to let y'all know we'll be back. Not next Monday, because I'll be on vacation the Monday after next. Or we might, we'll be back the Monday after next, which will be the 18th. We'll be back on the 18th. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the engineers, everybody. Appreciate you, man. Love y'all. Corinne, love you, girl.
Love you. Thank you.
Appreciate you for coming in. I'm glad you met my wife. I'm glad you met my niece and my crew. One of my crew members is down. Are we closed down now? Let's go.
You're rocking with the best.
Yeah, that's Jermaine.
Still strong
Quarter bomb. Rabble Rousers TV.
Hard times gotta push. No climb, bitch, I push. Just woke up disciplined.
Gotta do it.